DinoNuggy22 sent a super chat. Happy Pride Month. Here is some money for some rainbow balloons, some Skittles, and a cake that says "Be who you are for your pride."
Well, thank you, Dino Nuggy, for the prideful super chat. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I am attempting new things with my audio. I think I've got everything working correctly now. We had a bit of an issue where my music wasn't playing for stream last time, and nobody told me. How dare you guys? But I should be able to hear everything coming through from the super chats and the stickers and everything else.
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Happy Pride, everyone. Rainbow emoji. Jasper ara ara, please.
Let's see. Ugh, ara ara. I don't think she'd play along with it. Anyway, I did add something. I added something to the throwables on stream stickers. If it would let me into the actual thing right now, I could show you guys. I added I don't think our friend who this is for is here right now, but I added a very special throwable. You can now throw donuts at stream, everybody. Look at that chicken that doesn't exist. So yes, now, for 50 bits, you can throw donuts now. And it says, time to make the donuts from the old Dunkin' Donuts commercials. Y'all heard that, right? I'm hoping it's working correctly. It's quiet. I'm keeping the sticker sounds quiet. But I should be able to change the volume of the super chats, the stickers. I should be able to change all of those volumes separately now. And they should all record separately, which will make editing easier for me when I remember to record streams. But yes, it's in honor of our good friend, Chat Cryptid Billy Donuts. So, and as you can see, I'm working on this art of Quinn again, which I still haven't finished. I'm the slowest artist in the world. I'm just going to beat myself up even more. I don't know, I've been in a bit of a funk lately. My perfectionism is getting me again.
Etsconsan Jam sent a super chat. By tax. Happy Pride Month.
Yes,
Rainbow
happy
emoji,
Pride. I'm sure.
Ball emoji.
I'm sure between the corporations and rather annoying people online that Pride Month definitely won't be a complete headache this year. Hey, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. If you do get hit by the gifted sub fairy today, you can go to Discord, go to connections under your settings, connect your Discord and your YouTube account, and it should dump you in my Discord server. So I'll be working on Quinn again. Hopefully I will finish them up. Our favorite non-binary witch from Potionomics. I have not been keeping up with Lego drama. I'm peaking my mic too. I better lean back a bit. I'm getting like obsessed with tweaking my audio now, you see. I am probably going to add a few things to the chat, to the stream screen, because I was looking at my socials up in the top left there, and I was like, man, a lot of that's out of date. I don't even have a Patreon anymore. I closed it because I felt guilty. I didn't feel like I was using it enough. So, I might change that to, like, my merch stuff up there. So, don't be surprised if that changes at some point. And I'll definitely have to have a drop-down that I can click with the Buy My Merch video that Kaiser made. Speaking of Kaiser, he has sent me some things. He has sent... Oh, God. Oh, God, there's so much.
Jessel sent a super chat. This is a spite to me Pride super chat. I will force you to ara ara in another chat.
Ara ara mama. How's that? We have the proper one. Alright, what was I doing? Kaiser art, of course. So we have a new version of the Patty and Selma, whatever the fuck. The Patty comic parody. Now it's the reporter lizard who I was simping for, and I want to help. Yeah, God, I can't talk today.
7269 sent a super chat. Mud flood of Tartaria attacks armored Skepticara ara.
Ara, there was a mud flood in Tartaria. Yeah, Friday we're gonna be finishing out the spirit science conspiracy theories, but we could do Armored Skeptic again. And God, it's hot out today. My air conditioner's not running right now. I still have to set it up, but don't be surprised if you hear the fucking air conditioner in future streams. I'm trying to make my audio not buzz so much, but I'm bad at this. Anyway, so you need to make a short, and you wanted me to do it in the Patty voice, which was basically high-pitched Mia, or, as we would call it, maybe female Joey Wheeler. It was something like that. So, are you, are you one of those donut bumpers? Are you one of those rug munchers? Are you one of those clam jammers? Are you one of those torture dodgers? Are you one of those clitorists? Are you one of those vegetarians? Are you one of those Subaru drivers? Let me try that one again. Are you one of those Subaru drivers? Are you one of those crack snackers? Are you one of those scissor sisters? Are you one of those boondaggers? Are you one of those saphists? Are you one of those trip aids? Have you left Narnia? There you go. There you go. That's the scene where, like, Patty asks Nadia if she's gay, and Nadia says yes, and asks if that bothers Patty, and Patty has that dramatic yes panel that we were all making fun of. So, this is a Mixtape reference. So, very, there's that scene where the kids are all just flying in a field, and I was like, I couldn't fly as a kid. Could you guys fly as a kid? And chat was making fun of me. So there's Kaiser saying, "Good day! Look at this bitch over here who couldn't fly as a kid. Ha! Lame!" You just get the Shad voice. I only have one Australian voice. And then we have Mia abusing her boyfriend. Me stealing BF vape so he doesn't get addicted. It's actually his inhaler. He doesn't need his medicine. I really want Harley Quinn on that one. And now we have swap nerd Mia. How was I doing her voice? I had it a little nerdy, as well as Boston. So, hey, you dropped your hat. Thanks. How is she so cute? I don't know, is that Inko? I'm gonna assume it's Inko.
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. All I keep imagining is Lucifer being all Charlie. Did you hear? A whole month celebrating the sin of pride. Isn't that neat?
He would.
At
It's all for
Mr.
me.
Device Baby 6969 sent a super chat. Found out I have a vacuum leak on a irreplaceable part. Give me a but just pure rage.
Like it's a fucking DBZ power-up or something.
At Scones and Jam sent a super chat. If you want something good for Pride Month, movie out called The Christophers. Ian McKellen playing an aging artist who used to paint his pother. Rainbow emoji, party
nice.
popper emoji.
And as we all know, Ian McKellen's very method. He's been gay his entire life just for that role. I knew what you meant, Scones and Jam. It's okay. Anyway. No more silly dubbing stuff, Kaiser. We're going to get on to what people wanted me to look at. So I have a few things. I have a few items. Just mini items, so they weren't really worth a whole thumbnail / title react, so we're gonna talk about Mixtape more. Oh, actually, should we watch, what do you think, guys? Should we watch the Control Resonant trailer first? Watch some good game stuff, or should we save the good game stuff for after we talk about the bad game stuff? What do you guys think? What do you want to look at first? A good game, or talking about a bad game? I mean, this could be our palate cleanser after talking about Mixtape. Yeah, we could do it a poll. So we'll say bad game or good game first. Are you a good game or a bad game? So, bad game is we talk about Mixtape first. Good game is we talk about the Control Resonant trailer first. So if we talk about Mixtape first, we can also use Control Resonant as a palate cleanser. Yes. I see a lot of people are on that sort of wavelength there.
At NeoKaiser0 sent a super chat. Talk tax. Mia, it's not like I like you or anything. Be baka.
Not like I like you or anything, Babaka. God, I'm making her accent's a little more Cranston than Baston there. Alright, I think we're in a consensus here that we're gonna look at the bad stuff first. So I have here, apparently, Second Wind has done 2 videos on Mixtape. I did start to watch the first one until I realized it was just complete glazing and it wasn't Yahtzee. So if you guys don't remember, Yahtzee was the one guy anybody went to the Escapist magazine website for. He started on YouTube in, like, 2008 doing really funny game reviews, and they snapped him up, like, immediately. Like, he made 3 videos, and the Escapist snapped him up, and he was carrying that website for years. And I guess they fucked over one of his producers or something, and so they all just sort of left the site. Which is crazy, because like I said, fucking Yahtzee was carrying that goddamn website. So letting him go that easily seems insane, right? But they still own the extra credits, marketing, like the image and stuff and the name, they own all that. So what happened was, he took his team, and they created a channel called Second Wind, where he basically does the same shtick, only with different graphics and different branding. And everybody was, like, in favor of this at first, but now it seems like he might have gotten mixed up with, you know, those kind of people. The kind of people who barely play video games, but really, really want to be involved in the conversation, and really, really want video games to reflect their politics. I'm concerned that his new team are, you know, those people.
At Sadistic Nils sent a super chat. Stuck at work tax.
Aw, I'm sorry. This is my job. I don't know if that makes you feel any better, but... Y'all can hear the music today, right? I'm hoping. I might turn it off for these videos, though, because I think they have music. So, I'm completely blind to most of the first one and the second one. I guess they're gonna go with the characters are supposed to be annoying in that one. Stop it, Len. I do have a pause now, though, so, yeah, I don't know who this...
Meltingly stupid discourse.
Nick Calandra. I think this might be the guy they left the Escapist for. This guy. And it's like, you got a little too big for your britches then, son. Because you are definitely not as entertaining as Yahtzee. So he's gonna argue that everyone is dumb for hating on Mixtape, even though it's a game by a Nepo baby, funded by another Nepo baby, that LARPs as a plucky indie game, and, like, it is just one guy's vanity project who used to be in a shitty band and probably has a lot of money. He just quit his band and decided to make a gaming studio. This is only their second game, but they've been astroturfed both times by Annapurna. It's kind of crazy. So it's like, nobody likes rich people LARPing as the proletariat, basically. Nobody likes rich people LARPing as the underdog, who's scraping together all they can to make their dream project. Nobody likes that. And it's so obvious how disingenuous the conversation around the game is. And also, if anybody wants to come at me on Mixtape out there, I'm a woman, I've played video games almost my entire life, and I was a 17-year-old girl in 1999, so I am the most qualified person to talk about this. So, yeah, you can try to come at me.
At Crossover Productions 5925 sent a super chat. Have you considered playing Dispatch? It's a good game and it's basically Mixtape done right.
I wasn't really that interested in it, to be honest. I'm gonna play Disco Elysium next, though.
106 sent a super chat. I don't doubt there are legitimately people who enjoyed Mixtape and they are valid. I just think it is a bad wannabe lease and lost records personally.
Yeah, I mean, I called it like a solid 5 out of 10. I mean, it has actual gameplay. It is a functional game. You know, people acting like it has no gameplay at all are just kind of lying. But, like, nobody would care if it didn't get, like, 10 out of 10s across the board from people who are so obviously shilling. Somebody in another video put it right. They put their hand too deep in the cookie jar. They gave away the game and everyone noticed. You know, so you can't feed me this bullshit, you know? Don't piss on my shoes and tell me it's raining. So, don't I live in an upper middle class rural northern west coast town? No, I do not. Never have. That's the other thing. It's just like Dustborn. It's foreigners trying to write, fucking American culture. So, hey, Billy Bacon's here. I don't have any bacon, but we do have the donut throwable now. So anyway, let's get through this shitty fucking video. Let's make sure I don't have it on top speed. Here we go. Even the opening is pretentious. I do need bacon donuts, you're right.
Not a week goes by without some form of brain-meltingly stupid discourse infecting the online game space. Our current political environment has really brought out the best and brightest among us, as every week they turn the nozzle to the cone setting to make sure they cover every inch of the internet with their dribble. Crimson Desert has been a popular conversation topic for months now, as a narrative was crafted that games media hated the game, even though critics generally rated it favorably and only pointed out the same fixable issues that I did, which you can hear all about in this.
I don't know anything about this drama, but I do know it's talked about in conjunction with Mixtape a lot.
This video I already made on the subject. The developers at Pearl Abyss have been diligently working on the game since release, fixing a lot of the little pain points and turning Crimson Desert into a better experience for everyone.
I don't care. Talk about the
but
actual
the narrative
topic.
that the game's media hates Crimson Desert remained, because it was rated in the generally high 70s. There's Marathon.
Well, yeah, how did that get a 7, but Mixtape got a 10 out of 10? Like, gamers expect, like, an actual game from a 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't mind very heavily story-driven games. I don't mind walking simulators, but, like, that is not 10 out of 10 gameplay, you know? Gameplay is generally what makes people rate things that high.
People stirred up into a frenzy anytime you mention the game on social media platforms.
And you can't even say the story is a 10 out of 10 because it sucks. You know?
It's gotten so ridiculous that there are accounts being created just to search for and harass people who are enjoying the game. Every day, every
I'm sure
hour,
you got examples
there are people
of that,
making videos
bud?
or obsessing
Oh, no,
over
you
the game's
don't,
player
do ya?
counts as if their livelihood depended on it. In some cases, just might, actually.
Like yours? Who paid you for this?
And then we have the most recent internet blow-up over Mixtape, a short and sweet coming-of-age story that has people once again arguing over what actually counts as a video game, how critics are supposedly paid shills, and any other number of conspiracy theories someone came up with while sitting on the toilet scrolling social media. One of the talking points surrounds Annapurna, being led by billionaire Megan Ellis.
How dare people call for authenticity when it comes to things being indie games, you know? Because it spits in the face of people who actually have to scrape for resources. Like, all the shit, like, the fucking mouth-washing people had to go through, and that game is so clearly a labor of love. Meanwhile, you got some dickhead named Johnny Galvatron, who was in a band called the Galvatrons, who decided, oh, I'm gonna be a game maker one day, and he just has all his rich friends fund it for him. You know? That annoys people for very good reasons. Like, I don't even care about Megan Ellison. I mean, obviously Annapurna is her vanity project. She wants to act like she's a big, you know, like, movie producer or whatever. She's driven the company into, like, financial ruin, apparently, and, like, they lost their entire staff at one point. But a lot of the games Annapurna publishes are from small studios. So it's not like, because I'm so tired of people blaming women for Mixtape. People are like, oh, well, Megan Ellison, this must be her self-insert fantasy. No, it's Johnny fucking Galvatron's self-insert fantasy. It's his favorite track list. Stacy is his self-insert, and just like Stacy, he doesn't understand that the personal feelings you have for a song are not going to transfer over to other people. Because, you know, apparently he doesn't have a concept of mind at his big age. So, because but women keep getting blamed. I see people talking about the game when people are playing, it's like, oh, women must have written this. Like, the dude, the sole writer, director, creative lead's name is right there at the top of the credits. It's a man. A man did this. A man was this pretentious. But no, we're just gonna say it's women. It's all women's fault.
Listen, but people frequently neglect to mention that this was the same publisher who released What Remains of Edith Finch, Outer Wilds, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Neon White.
Yeah, publisher, not developer. Publisher, not developer. That makes the difference.
Stray, Cocoon, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, and Wanderstop. None of which got any attention or backlash for being billionaire funded. An industry plan.
Because they didn't get obviously shilled reviews that gave it like an artificial 10 out of 10. That's why, idiot. That's why everyone is mad.
Or paying off reviewers. A number of outlets awarded Mixtape with perfect scores, and this has predictably set the internet ablaze over the audacity of people with opinions who might have really enjoyed an experience that resonated with them, regardless whether it's a game or, I guess, a more interactive experience.
Again, I was actually a 17-year-old girl in 1999, and this game doesn't resonate with me whatsoever. So, come at me.
As if it makes a real difference. Not to mention, by the time reviews had dropped, nobody yelling about them had even played the game for themselves yet because only critics had access.
Well, I played the entire fucking game, so you can't say that I can't have an opinion based on that either.
A common trait amongst the most talented user reviewers in the online space is having the ability to experience games through osmosis via their most hated critics. This allows them to form an opinion without ever clicking a single button in a game, and they can even distill other people's thoughts into their own personal numbered score, which they can then share with similarly skilled users over on Metacritic.
Hey, what was your name? Dave? Stan? Stu? Whatever the fuck your name is? Did you play it? Or were you just told by someone higher up that this is the thing to protect right now?
These are all discussions we've been having since the release of Dear Esther in 2012. Yes, before going home...
A friend of mine fucking hates Dear Esther, and it is a no gameplay walking simulator, and people do criticize that about it. You know, it's basically an interactive movie almost. All you do is walk. Literally all you do is walk in Dear Esther. A friend of mine absolutely hated it for that.
Home was Dear Esther, and yes, people were arguing about whether it was a game 14 years ago too.
Uh-huh.
That and
still do.
Video game resolutions. Console warriors were lighting up the internet over which version of the same game was better based on the resolution output. Websites literally built their...
Whoa, that's completely different. I mean, were you not... How old are you? Because do you remember back in, like, the Nintendo and Super Nintendo era, people would be arguing about ports being arcade perfect or not? So it was like, the arcade cabinet is so much better than the home port. Oh my god. Like, gamers have been bitching about technical stuff like that forever. Fidelity matters to some people, you know? So how is that similar to people asking if a game where all you do is walk forward while a narration happens is a game or not? How is that even similar?
Websites literally built their entire readership off these types of articles.
Is this guy even a gamer?
The online gaming discourse has always been stupid. But until the last few years, it wasn't so heavily monetized and pushed by a huge number of bad actors who are emboldened by the current political climate. At least with...
I hope he's not 20, because he's already doing the... Even in his cartoon avatar, he's doing the I have to hide my bald head with a baseball cap thing.
Video game scores and resolutions, we at least partially know what people are upset about. Lately, people are just making things up to get angry about. A user on social media, well known for their constant bullshit, whipped up an outrage mob over fake plot details in Saros, which got spread around all the usual channels as factual information and accrued hundreds of thousands of views.
About this, so...
Months ago, Black Myth Wukong Studios reported to have been blackmailed into paying $7 million for an American consulting firm, without any receipts to prove it. Studios like Don't Nod.
Well, that's funny, you haven't shown any receipts of the things you're claiming either.
Attacked for having been awarded government grants, as if it's a new thing for governments to help fund the arts. Slay the Spire 2 is being review bombed because Anita Sarkeesian, who was working as an independent
Turns out that wasn't true. Turns out it was being review bombed because people didn't like that they changed a mechanic in the game. So that was actually made up. Well, I don't think this video was entirely about Mixtape, but the next one is.
Consultant these days is listed in the credits. The investigative minds of our time really had to dig deep to find that.
Really, this is all him trying to use other examples to say, well, this is why hating Mixtape is bad, because all these other things that happened that were completely different situations, you know?
One. Or how about the CEO of CI Games, thinking that the real reason the Lords of the Fallen reboot, which I loved by the way, didn't sell well, was because it didn't have enough scantily clad women in it. And so a bunch of their marketing has been focused on making beautiful women acceptable again. As if normal people don't like attractive people in their games or entertainment in general. Someone clearly
there are people out there that are like, if woman too hot, bad. But there's also people out there that are like, if woman just look like normal person, bad. Like, you know, like, some guys will complain if a female model in a game isn't, like, supermodel gorgeous. So there's two sides to that. There's the guys who complain about perfectly average-looking women being, like, some sort of conspiracy. And then people that complain about, you know, women being too beautiful in games. So you got both of those things. And then you have the idiots who, like, look at the upcoming Fable game and complain about a woman being ugly when everybody has always been ugly in Fable. Like, every single Fable game, everybody has always been very ugly and very English-looking. It's kind of a joke, you know, so...
and watch Spartacus House of Asher, or any show on Starz, or HBO Max.
Wow, you can afford Starz and HBO Max,
we have to refer to the culture war in regards to these things, but at this point, the culture war seems to be focused on literally every game release and developer unless they pander to the right crowds on social media, like the CEO of CI Games has been doing for the last 2 years. Despite not having an agenda, as he often likes to-
You just wanted to complain about your Twitter fights, didn't you?
Claim whatever the fuck that means. I've played through Mixtape, and there's nothing to complain about in it. It's just a short, sweet...
Nothing at all, really. Not the terrible messaging at the end, where it's, hey, just threaten to burn down a forest and your parents will give you whatever you want. How it expects the, like, adult audience who grew up in this time period to, like, not be on the dad's side when he doesn't want his, like, 17-year-old daughter going to the middle of the woods with fireworks and booze and college boys. You know, like, there's plenty wrong with this fucking game. The anachronisms, the time period is all wrong. The music is just Johnny Galvatron's own favorite, like, top hits list. No iconic songs from the 90s. You're gonna spend all that money on music licensing. You can't even get the most iconic songs of the 90s. Because it's all about his ego.
Nostalgic stories set in the 90s about finding your path.
Like, why can't we criticize it? And no art is above criticism, Steve, or whatever the fuck your name is.
As you prepare to graduate high school. It's got great art, fantastic soundtrack, and is heavy on the emotions. And apparently the biggest controversy people can come up with about it is that the cassette tape wasn't rewound in the right direction.
I mean, that's bad. If you're doing a game all about cassettes and stuff, and also the tongue kissing that came right after that. You're not gonna talk about the teenage tongue kissing that the game forces us to control. You're not gonna talk about that. Like, come on, bro.
It's a great illustration of how the discourse of today is largely made up of nonsense to benefit those who have figured out how they can game the system and why with no
you're
consequences.
You're like showing like the worst things the kids do that aren't cool at all. You know, like, so you're in support of underage drinking? Is that what you're saying?
Doing so, because studios and individuals don't often have the funds to do anything about it. And those that do...
Yeah, well, these people had the funds to get perpetual music licenses, which is expensive as fucking fuck. No actual indie studio would be able to do that.
Like PlayStation, for example, often choose to just ignore the noise while the people who work for them are being relentlessly targeted online. And then we have actual outlets legitimizing so much of this nonsense by giving it the dignity of trying to explain what has people upset in the first place, rather than just calling for what it is.
What was their explanation here? In case you've been responsibly clear of social media the last few days, you might not have seen that gamers everywhere are seemingly bagging on Mixtape, an all-new narrative title released on May 7th. It has proven to be the most divisive game in a hot minute, producing staggering review scores but rotten sentiments across social platforms. Mixtape, which is a short and sweet coming of age, exactly the same phrasing he used. Was this the phrasing in the press packet you were all given? Is that it? You know, you're giving up the game there, buddy. Best rated games of 20. If you guys a fair portion of the online community hear nothing but how... Yeah, you guys can go watch my entire playthrough of this game and decide for yourself. I don't have the music on, because I didn't want to get dinged by the copyright bot, so I just sing my own music the entire time. You guys will love it.
And then just calling for what it is. So, why am I discussing this at all, you're gonna ask? Didn't I just say it shouldn't be covered?
Probably because you got
it's
paid.
Exhausting to even have to sift through it at this point. Just look at the comments thread under Skillup's review of Mixtape, or literally any post anywhere about the game. This shit is completely unavoidable if you want any presence in the online game.
Yeah, and the people have made their opinion known. The people are rebelling against this obvious plant, this obvious industry plant.
Space, unless you spend a hell of a lot of time moderating it out of your community. Which I do, because I want our comments and community to be a place you can actually discuss media without the sludge.
Oh, thank you for telling us, Yahtzee's new team leader, that you sit there all day long obsessively deleting comments you don't like. That's definitely going to bode well for his branding in the future. God, these guys are gonna ruin him, just like those guys that were working with fucking James Rolfe ruined him.
What people need to realize is that these things aren't worth giving the air they're so desperate for. The discourse creators of today simply don't merit the rebuttals or the time spent on them by the people they're clearly parasitizing.
Since you made a second video, I don't need to rebut why the game's good. It's just good, brah. It's just good. I don't need to address your legitimate grievances, brah.
They will cite anyone who says anything they can turn into content and farm the engagement for ad dollars. It's the influencers, the press, the gaming creators, the viewers. It's us. We're all taking part in cheapening the experience of the media we're supposed to enjoy because all anyone can focus on is the fabricated drama surrounding it.
It ain't fabricated. People have legitimate grievances with this thing popping up out of nowhere. Clearly with all this funding behind it and a ton of marketing behind it and people getting sent press packages to praise it and it getting 10 out of 10s across the board so they can say it's the bestest thing ever. You know, when it's just some Nepo baby man-child's vanity project.
A trap that is constantly benefiting the people who create daily content to push that outrage. I'm guilty of this as well, so I'm not trying to sound defeatist here. People love drama. It's a fact of life.
Sure,
you will
buddy.
always have more to say about something that elicits strong emotions from you. But as a collective, we need to be better about sharing work that isn't as provocative, and the work—
Obviously, the collective has decided we're going to rebel against this sort of thing. And you have been paid off. You have no idea where the pulse of modern gamers are. And again, I'm doubting you're even an actual gamer. Are you a gamer in the games journalist sense? Or this is the hardest thing you can play?
work that makes us think or appreciate the medium we interact with so often. The world has an endless supply of stupidity to dish out.
Oh, it sure
It's
does.
easy
Listen
to
to
create,
some of it right
and it's
now.
never been easier to monetize. But there's so much good work and discussions to be had online about entertainment media. We all just need to do a better job of curating the spaces for it, and stop allowing the people who just want to ruin everything for everyone
Rating.
to have control over it.
Okay, so that was his milquetoast little defense. Does he have some kind of outro? I guess so. But, yeah, so obviously this guy is riding Yahtzee's coattails, and he's a games journalist type. That's good.
At the Master
comments
Clockwork
say?
sent
He
a
delete
super
all the
chat. God
negative
help
ones.
Nick not sound like he's bored AF.
I know, he's not even a very good presenter. You know? Unless he was
At
paid
Mr.
off and he is
DeBoss Baby
bored.
6969 sent a super chat. Even as a 80s music nut, Johnny's taste is trash.
I know, right? The soundtrack
At
is
Miss
ass.
Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Just cause someone funded good games doesn't mean they can't fund bad games too.
Oh, here's one he argued with, guy.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. Something is wrong with a game like this getting 10 out of 10. You don't have to be a right-wing conspiracy not to see this. Painting
know,
it
right?
like that is BS.
People can tell
At
it's a
Sauciness
plant.
sent a super chat. Want to listen to my mumble SoundCloud mixtape, bro?
That should get you a job as a music supervisor, like,
At
totally.
Hurtworks sent a super chat. This guy is just as much a culture war moron as the right-wingers he complains about.
Yeah, woke scolds tend to be. They do, yeah.
At Ed Stevens 5542 sent a super chat. Mixtapes should have just been about a 90s teen's life in Australia, not North California.
And it was based on 80s movies
At Miss
instead of
Jasmine
90s.
305 sent a super chat. Is this not just grifting?
It is.
He's speaking entirely from one side while calling the other side's complaints and criticisms nonsense and showing no
Yeah,
proof.
exactly what do you accuse other
At
people of
Dino
doing,
Nucky
of course.
22 sent a super chat. Seriously though, that kissing with tongue part is something Yandere Dev would think to add.
No, don't encourage him, please. I'm gonna be playing it in August.
At Jessel sent a super chat. That's you ooh ooh.
That is you. You definitely have to read these comments. At least he didn't delete these, I guess.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. Bad journos do this a lot. You don't hate the DMZ reboot cause it's bad. You're just mad he doesn't have white hair. Pick one minor thing people are complaining about and frame it like it's the whole argument.
Oh, yeah, of course, because they're
At Dana
disingenuous.
_brain sent a super chat. If you want to talk about you liking Mixtape, do that. Stop spinning like 30 minutes just complaining about discourse. Talking about your own thoughts if you genuinely liked it would be interesting.
Yeah, all these people say, oh, I liked it, oh, it resonated with me, but they never mention, like, any particular part of the game, like, oh, was there a particular scene or memory or line of dialogue you really clicked with? None of them, like, describe it in any detail, which is very telling to me. I mean, I can tell you what my favorite part of Mixtape was. My absolute favorite part of Mixtape was piloting around Slater while he was crossfaded, fucking up a blockbuster. That was the only good part of the game. Anyway, so, oh, we have one more super coming.
At Sadistic Nils sent a super chat.
No.
Time to summon him. Yandere Dev, Yandere Dev, Yandere Dev.
Yandere Dev, Yandere Dev! I am gonna play it on the anniversary of him releasing the official demo, so I'm gonna actually play Yandere Simulator for the first time. If it doesn't melt my computer, I'll have to test it first. But that's a plan I have. Anyway, so, Ungluff the Brown says, 8 minutes and 43 seconds, and nothing of value was said, except, why do you even care? It's just a game, the discourse is dumb, and I'm clearly above it all. People are rightfully pointing out the obvious disconnect between the players and gaming journalists. A game that received universal acclaim will naturally be exposed to scrutiny, regardless of how eloquent or crude the criticisms may be, and it has been made abundantly clear the game, and those that defend it and its qualities, clearly fold under said scrutiny. The only defense people like this reviewer and similar ones like him have at this point is pointing out how silly and meaningless this discourse is, without engaging any valid points the opposition might have. And the irony is that opinions like these, being oh so above the culture war surrounding this discourse, is fueling said discourse more than actual opinions, whether you like or don't like the product. And to that, Second Wind Man says, weird, journalists, including us, loved Mina the Hollower, which is a game. Sounds like it's more of a you problem, okay? And that invalidates anything I said how? You know, yeah. Yeah, so... guess he does delete most, I guess he does delete most of the negative comments. At least he was honest about it, I guess. So, yeah, that dude was totally right. They have no defense. This is just, we've been told from on high, this is the thing we need to defend. And we'll do it blindly, because we hate the people who actually consume these products. You know, and actually do appreciate gaming, and actually do game as a hobby. Because a lot of these fucking, reviewers and shit, they don't game as a hobby, they only do it as their job. You know? They don't actually seem to actually like video games. It's very strange. And I've been a gamer for about nearly 30 years, so, you know, I might have a thing or two to say about it. Thumbsville didn't defend Mixtape, per se. He, like me, said it's really, without all the drama around it, it's like a 5 out of 10. You know, again, nobody would fucking care if the game wasn't given, like, 10 out of 10s across the fucking board. You know? No one would care otherwise.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Commenter points out their grievances. Second Wind, but this other game though.
I know, right? I know, it's such a bad argument, and it's like, does Yahtzee even know these guys are doing this sort of shit? Maybe he probably doesn't care anymore, he's, like, old with kids now, so let's see what they say, in the next one. Mixtape is a reminder that teenagers suck and always have. I mean, that's clearly not the point of the game. We're supposed to side with the teenagers in every instance in this fucking game. You can go watch my playthrough if you don't believe me. But let's see what he has to say. Let me turn off my music again, in case he has music.
I didn't want to play Mixtape, the lightly interactive walking sim from Beethoven and...
Well, this is Casey Nwosu. Now, why is your name just nearly all consonants? What is this? Did your parents name you by just slamming their hand on a keyboard? What's happening?
Dinosaur. Its trailers never caught my attention, and its hyped and lauded soundtrack had few artists that I recognized or listened to with any real depth. I was surprised when several review outlets scored the game as a masterpiece or otherwise outstanding, but even then, I wasn't moved to give it a shot. I figured it must speak to something very West Coast and suburban, traits that I don't readily identify with and wasn't really curious to engage with for that reason. But then...
It was West Coast, not East Coast, but, like, again, how were you not... Were you paid? You were paid, right? You had to have been paid.
And I heard it was about 3 hours and was on Xbox Game Pass. That low investment and barrier to entry was enough to make me download and try
Well, I got it for free, so...
the game myself. And let's be real, the surrounding chatter was deafening. Mixtape follows 3 teenagers nearing the end of the summer after their senior year of high school. Stacey Rockford aims to leave their small West Coast town and land her dream job as a music supervisor in New York City, leaving her best friends Slater and Cass behind in the process.
With a really, really stupid fucking plan that is completely unrealistic, and at no point does the game indicate that we're supposed to recognize that it's unrealistic. Or that we're not supposed to be cheering for Stacy doing this shit. Hello, play? Here we go.
There's a tension there, particularly for Cass, who only just joined the group sometime in their mid to late high school careers. A road trip was planned for the end of the summer that Stacy has now disrupted with her big city dreams. So the trio elects to make their last day with her perfect by finding booze to attend a big end of the year party. But frictions begin to emerge due to the things left unsaid between the friends struggling to say goodbye. It's a plot setup I've seen before. Superbad immediately comes to mind, but there are
Okay, I've seen Thing and Other Thing. Oh, good. But yeah, like, honestly, Mixtape would have been 1,000% better if we actually saw Stacy go to New York City and get her stupid dreams completely dashed, and then she has to go home with her hat in her hand and apologize to her friends. That would have been the good ending. Because her whole plan is, I'm gonna go to New York City, I'm just gonna drop in on my sister who lives there without even telling her, and I'm gonna bring my mixtape, and I'm gonna give it to this lady, Bella Del Tone, who I know goes to, like, a cafe in New York, and she's gonna listen to my mixtape, and she's instantly gonna make me her protege, and I'll get my dream job as a music supervisor. And it's like, there's no way in goddamn hell that plan is actually going to work. There's no way in goddamn hell that plan would actually, like, pan out the way she's thinking. And that should have been the climax of the fucking game. Her getting a reality check. You know, if it was a good story. But no, we're supposed to be on the side of the teenagers this entire time. So the idea that they're supposed to suck is completely... That's not the tone of the game at all. You know, I kept searching for that, and a few times I thought maybe we'd get that, but we never do. We're just supposed to think these burnout loser teenagers are super fucking cool, you know?
Are similar aspects in Can't Hardly Wait, Dazed and Confused, and even High School Musical.
Okay. Your point is what?
However, Mixtape sets itself apart by borrowing a lot of visual language from music videos. There's a lot of floating around to backing tracks, and a heavy focus on Stacy's obsession with music and scoring her own life with mixtapes. Early on, she advises the audience to give
That's the other funny thing. She wants to plan out everything to music. Like, she needs to have the perfect song for every moment. But here she is, like, telling Cassandra's dad, Cassandra's just looking for something that isn't planned out. And it's like, bitch, you obsessively OCD, like, plan everything out to your fucking mixtape for the day. Like, bitch, that's you.
Meaningful thought to the music they play in those special moments amongst their friends, as those same songs one day in the future will transport you back. That was a shockingly poignant statement to hear from a supposed high schooler, and I knew it to be true.
Yeah, it's almost like an adult wrote this game, an adult who still wishes he was a teenager and fetishizes being a teenager wrote this fucking game. But yeah, but that's the thing too, like, again, I don't think Johnny Galvatron understands that, like, a song is not going to have the same meaning to you as it does to somebody else. Like, the whole thing with her, like, saying, I'm gonna blow this music producer's mind with my mixtape of songs. Like, if those songs, if you only chose those songs because they have personal meaning to you and your memories, that's not gonna psychically transfer over to whoever you play the song for. Like, I'm sorry, that's a common feeling, like, wanting to impart the feeling a song gives you on someone else. That's something a lot of people, like, a trap you fall into, but you can't. It's impossible. You know, no one's gonna feel the exact same way about a song you do. Well, that's why so much of the music drops in this game just don't even work. I have watched other people stream it with the music on, and it's like, it's not even better.
I myself was chronically attached to my CD player, with headphones ready to block out my surroundings at a moment's notice. And there are tons of songs quantumly entangled with memories from my past. That statement immediately endeared me to what the game was attempting. That said, I wasn't fully on board with how it chose to tell that story. Mixtape is a very light interactive experience. It bounces between largely on-rails navigation and point-and-click-like areas where you interact with as much as you're interested in before proceeding to the next scene. There's just not a great deal for the player to do. One interaction had you rotate the thumbstick to rewind a cassette tape with a pencil, a novel reminder of a process I recall from my youth, but falls short of being compelling gameplay. Instead, most of these interactions serve as additional background context for the characters.
Basically, the way they wound the tape in the game would actually cause the ribbon to come out of the cassette, is the problem.
Personalities. And speaking strictly as a full-grown adult today, teenager personalities suck.
Oh, what a soundtrack, huh? All time. I don't really listen to the music. I just watch it.
I know everything I need to know about you.
Stacy is overbearing about her.
We're supposed to think Stacy's cool, though, because, like, if this was played for laughs, like, actually played for laughs, and Johnny Galvatron let his special blorbos actually look ridiculous at any time, you could make the argument, like, oh, we're supposed to be laughing at these teenage foibles and remembering how cringe we were at that age, you know? But instead, no, at every instance, we're supposed to think these guys are super fucking cool. We're supposed to find it relatable. They're like, oh man, I want to get booze and go black out in a field. That'd be so cool, brah. You know, like, we're supposed to think these guys aren't complete fucking losers and not agree with Cass's cop dad that she shouldn't be hanging out with them.
Her music tastes, and generally inconsiderate of the people supporting her. She snaps at her father for checking if she's called her older sister yet, the person collecting her from her flight to New York.
Yeah, and that's like the one time we see either of her parents. We don't even see him. We hear her dad once. And she goes, you're pressuring me too much, Dad. And he goes, sorry, sweetie. And that's the only time we ever, like, hear hide nor hair of her fucking parents. And, like, they're always like, oh, oh, Cassandra doesn't want to miss out on the teenage experience. And she's being stifled. But, like, the dad is right. These two teenagers with very low parental supervision are out there graffitiing statues and shoplifting and underage drinking, so, like, yeah, that shit you would want to keep your kid away from.
Slater is unambitious and aimless, usually content to spend his days stoned out of his mind,
right,
while Cass seeks to rebel against her restrictive parents by actively sabotaging her own athletic and academic accomplishments.
Her restrictive parents who were just, like, giving her, like, the best life possible, and she's just like, I want to be a delinquent for the rest of high school. I'm gonna miss out on everything if I don't.
It's classic annoying teenager shit. Bravo to Beethoven and Dinosaur for nailing that aspect so well.
Yeah, but again, I'll play the ending of the game for you guys on my short after this, because, again, we are supposed to think the teenagers are cool, and we're supposed to agree with them.
As an actual dad, I was being turned off to their antics fast.
You're a dad?
After getting to know these kids a bit, the game flashes back.
If you are a dad, how can you at all think the ending is not insane? Like, completely fucking insane.
Back to a hike they took together in the woods while following a map left behind by Stacy's older sister. There's some walking and idle chatter among the group just as they reach a large grassy clearing. Realizing that this trek will likely eat up most of the day, Cass sarcastically toasts to their endeavor, saying, let's waste an afternoon, to which Stacy sweetly and sincerely replies, it's never a waste. That was the moment Mixtape clipped.
Which is only how grown-ups think, you know? That's only how grown-ups think. Like, a child would not, like, a teenager would not talk like that. Like, oh, it's never a waste to spend time with your friends. No, they would never talk like that.
For me. As the three teens descend into the clearing, they begin to float across the grass to the breezy song Airwalker by Bertrand Dolby.
Could you fly as a kid
Stacy
too? Did
across
I
the
miss
field
out on
and
this?
make her jump to catch gusts of wind that propel the group high into the air. My heart was immediately filled. It never mattered in the slightest whether I liked any of these kids at all, because they liked each other, and their time spent wandering through the wilderness.
Do they, though? They're always, like, terrible little bitches to each other, and I guess he was getting fond memories of flying as a teenager. Was I the only one who couldn't fly as a teenager?
Is remembered as a magical, freewheeling adventure. It's the time spent together that lifts you and those memories to such great heights. I finally remember lengthy walks I would make with my friends to the downtown shopping centers to trade video games or to grab cheap pizza and hamburgers. I was no delinquent, but I skipped classes to play Truth or Dare behind the auditorium stage and egged the occasional house around Halloween with my friend group. I was reminded of the hours I spent hanging in my best friend's basement, watching music videos, calling girls over landline phones, making fun of each other.
Except they don't do any of that. And also, somebody else pointed out they all have, like, computers in their rooms. Like, if these kids, like, are not rich, that would be crazy for 1999 to have, like, your own computer in your room. You know, unless your family was techie like mine and just kept old computers around.
And obsessing about absolutely nothing of note.
You had the family.
It's sad, really, how easily you forget once you become an adult with bills and maybe your own kids that you were once an annoying teenager and your whole world revolved around your friends.
And again, if that had been the game, I would actually compliment that. But no, we're actually supposed to think these kids are fucking cool. That's the problem.
How foolish was I to assume that I couldn't relate to a coming-of-age story rooted in music? I think there was a part of me that honestly didn't want to relate. It can be dangerous to remain stuck in the past, to treat the you of today as a failure your inner child.
Oh, the only reason people don't like this game is they're too afraid to look back into the past. Again, I was literally a 17-year-old girl in 1999, so...
would be embarrassed to grow into. Yet the reverse might also be true. You shouldn't forget that not so long ago your world was just a few close friends, or the town you grew up in. Just because you're older now and those circles have expanded, doesn't mean that that's all there is.
I mean, that,
just like your
that's
idiot
not even true for everybody, you know?
Teenage self, it can be hard to fathom how much more you can grow. Mixtape tells a familiar story, but it's a story we should keep telling ourselves. We should remember the good old days.
I mean, the story is only familiar to you if you, at like fucking 15 years old, was like, oh man, we gotta find booze, and then we gotta drink it all and barf.
Use them to orient ourselves for an uncertain future, as we've been here before and likely will be again, every time we play our favorite songs.
Well, that was just like a, no, I didn't mean to click on that. No, I don't want to see more of your shit. No, you guys suck. So that wasn't as bad as I was expecting, but it was also just kind of a nothing of a video. And also, how can you be a father and think that the ending is, like, sensible? So here we go. I'm gonna play you guys the mixtape ending real quick in the short I made about it.
Oi, Huey!
No, that's my boys one. Damn it, it keeps doing this. That's my boys season 5 one. It keeps doing, every time I click on a short, it plays the wrong one. Here we go. Sorry for my terrible Billy Butcher impression I just flashbanged you guys with. House gonna burn down?
What are we gonna do?
Oh, hang on, actually, let me put this in, big screen.
We could, pour beer on it?
Oh yeah, that'll work. You're gonna set the whole woods on fire.
This is Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees.
We didn't start the fire.
We broke our promise.
But it keeps on burning as the world is turning. We didn't start the fire. Except we totally did. This is incredibly dangerous, children. Run! Run! The smoke inhalation will- Run!
Run.
How do they not see you running across the road?
Cassandra!
No, she's just gonna turn herself into her dad. That's even dumber than that. Wait, so she is gonna be like, look, Dad, I'm gonna burn down the entire forest. That'll show you for worrying about my future and my safety. I'm just a girl. Wish I remembered this song earlier. That's all that you let me be. I'm just a girl living in captivity. Your rule of thumb is making me numb.
I want you to understand. This ain't a catastrophe. It's a warning.
How is this bitch gotten so off the rails? No wonder her parents are concerned.
Daddy, if you trap me here, this will only be the beginnings of my wicked ways.
You're going to juvie.
Because I'm angry and I'm wired and I'm fixing for a whole lot of trouble.
Girl, you should be going to a psych ward. What the fuck?
If you make me stay here, I'm gonna burn the whole fucking place down.
There'll be patrol cars up and down this road. Get out of here. Go on.
No! Arson is very serious. The entire forest and surrounding buildings could catch on fire. This is not a OU kids and you let them go. Drinking in the parking lot was an OU kids. Fucking arson is an OU kids. She's making him think she set the fire on purpose and he's just gonna let her go? Arson is wildly illegal. It's California! Do you know how easily forest fires start in fucking California?
I guess we have ourselves an understanding.
No! How did this make you be on her side? Daddy, if you don't let me go to my dream college, I think it's my dream college, or I just got into this college because of you, but if you don't let me go to a college out of state, well, actually really just more south to the state, but if you don't let me go to a college somewhere else in California, I'm gonna commit arson, Daddy! And he's like, okay, I see the error of my ways. What the fuck? I hope they all die by the end of this. Game is lagging as it loads
Cassandra,
again.
that was amazing!
Why are they just running back toward the burning house? What are you doing?
I mean,
Get out of there! How are the tables not already on fire? How are the petroleum tanks we've seen around this place not exploding? What about the Freon in the fucking refrigerator? What about all the alcohol? This fire should be spreading out of control already. I'm crashing the fuck out over this, because this is insane. You'd think an Australian would know fucking how easily forest fires can start. You'd think, but apparently not.
A super chat. My first game was a Barney game on the Sega. Gamers can start even younger these days, which is sad. People immediately draw a line between each other depending on what they felt like on a certain game.
I'm gonna sound really old, but my first video game was the Mario Brothers Duck Hunt Track Meet Combo cartridge on the NES.
At NeoKaiser0 sent a super chat. Stacy inspired me. I'm taking a plane to Rhode Island so I can bump into Sai and give her my artwork so she can hire me as a professional artist. At Stevens5542 sent a super chat. Jenny just doesn't like movie soundtracks. I sure she has a couple pop cassettes at home.
Jenny did nothing wrong, justice for Jenny.
Sent a super chat. Oh, he skipped classes? Don't worry, we can tell.
Got him!
At Weak Freak sent a super chat. The game's about Johnny's power fantasy of his teenage years, mistakes and regrets getting rewritten while wearing rose-tinted glasses.
Yep, exactly. It's just a
At
vanity project.
sent a super chat. Stacy had Bluetooth headphones in the 90s. Based.
I know, they couldn't even put a wire on those fucking headphones. It's so
At
stupid.
Wolf95 sent a super chat. I wish I can forget the toxic part of my teenage years.
Right? But, like, so many people, this, like, getting booze at 15 was not their experience.
Clockwork sent a super chat. I too was a stupid teen. Okay, and? Anything else?
Yeah, and again, we're not supposed to be laughing at the characters, we're supposed to relate to them.
Sadistic Nils sent a super chat. My most asked question growing up with friends walking around my small town was, where are we going? Kai was following you.
You didn't have profound conversations as teenagers? Come on, teenagers always have profound conversations and high school stuff written by adults. So, to add to our adventure here, which is probably good because these were kind of boring videos. I have a bunch of interviews with Johnny fucking Galvatron. One of these is actually like a TED Talk he did at like the DICE Summit. So let's see what this dude, this auteur, this guy who thinks he's Australian Kojima when really he's Australian David Cage. Let's see what he has to say. So this is an interview from 2025 before the game came out. So let's check this out.
We're here at Summer Games Fest with the lovely Johnny Galvatron. Good to see you again, my man. Always a pleasure. I've just played half an hour of Mixtape. Absolutely my jam. It feels like a huge step up in a lot of ways from the...
They're definitely sucking up to this guy. Was this guy famous in Australia or something? Like, why do people suck up to him so badly? I guess being a confident, mediocre white man can get you far.
Escape, which was a great game in of itself. First thing I want to talk about the art style. So we've gone from Artful Escape. It was very much marionette, 2D, but I'm getting similar vibes.
The Artful Escape was their first game, and they didn't make a game for like years. And that one similarly got astroturfed. So yeah, this guy just took his Rockstar money. I guess his band maybe had some traction. They're not very good. And just decided to open a game studio, and all he does is make his own vanity projects. It's so annoying. And again, I am so tired of people blaming women for Mixtape. Don't blame women for Mixtape. It's him, this guy. Fucking Kurt Cobain from Temu here is your guy. He's ground zero for all of it, alright? Stop blaming women for this bullshit.
From this, but it just feels like the level of detail and animation and everything is just...
Yeah, it's the same art team as well, so... The you know, Arden, who was the illustrator on the Artful Escape, actually made like the main character model of Rockford.
Amazing.
So I think that's one of the great parts about indie teams is you get to invest in these people and they get better and they get better, and as a team you have that institutional knowledge and you just make
you can just tell
better
he's a
each
douche
time.
just
I think
looking
that's
at him.
You know, something that's
he's giving
scary
everybody
about
douche
losing
chills.
in AAA when they like to
move on to the next tenured person. 18 months later, they get a new art person in.
Exactly, and so I think having that institutional knowledge is vital, and we all push ourselves hard to be better artists.
Yeah, and Mixtape is a story about a young lady with her friends. She wants to be a music supervisor.
Yeah.
Educates me a little bit about what a music supervisor is.
Yeah.
There's so many riffs on here that I could go down because you used to be. You are a musician.
This guy's a terrible interviewer.
Used to be, right? But you still play, right? This is a love letter to so many different awesome songs and music through memory.
Yeah.
So through the game, we're playing. And we're kind of diving into different memories so far. We've only played half an hour.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
That's the vibe.
Yeah.
And vibes is a thing. Like, there's so many things here that a lot of, like, let's say young people, because we're older.
We're older.
Like sticking a pencil into a tape and rewinding it. There's going to be a lot of Gen Zers out there going,
yeah,
what is this?
Yeah.
Is like deliberate, like, hey.
Turns out everyone was confused by that because you did it wrong.
This is the 80s. This is...
I think the kind of nostalgia that we go
Look at that glorious neck beard to hide that he has no chin.
for is hopefully something that's universal about what you experience as a teenager and when everything feels like such a big deal and everything feels so heavy. Yeah. And I feel like that's even worse.
Oh my god, like the characters in the game literally say that verbatim, like, oh, being our age, everything seems like a big deal. Everything seems so heavy. And it's like, teenagers don't talk like that. Adults remembering being teenagers talk like that. And if this game had been adults remembering and exaggerating their teenagehood, that also would have been a better story. If it was adults looking back and saying, yeah, remember that time we basically flew through a field? It's like, oh, shut up, Slater, that didn't happen. Like, that could have worked so much better. But yeah, look at his shirt. He's got to show you what a quirk McChungus he is. He bragged about wearing a bow tie to a friend's wedding, and he looks like a complete twat, so you gotta remember he's a manic pixie dream boy, everybody, who's probably been styled the same way since he was 16.
That's probably for teenagers today.
He's a boomer. I've heard reports he's anywhere between 40 and 45, given how he recounts memories of music from the time period.
So I think it's like more about that sort of nostalgia and less about like, hey, remember the GameCube? Yes. I think it's more about a universal feeling of what are you going to do with yourself and also the idleness of being a teenager and they call it the suck or the big suck.
Yeah.
In
You never made that clear in the entire game. Everyone I have seen play it can't figure out what the big suck is supposed to be. Most people assume that's what they're calling the town. They're calling the town the big suck. What he says is like, well, when I was a kid, my friends and I called teenage idleness the big suck. But he expects anyone to, like, again, no concept of mind. He expects anybody else to fucking know that. Yeah, it's something you and your friends in Australia said, but nobody knows what the fuck Stacy means by the big suck. And she's like, this is our last year in the big suck. And then she's talking to Cassandra on the roof. She's like, oh, when you met me, I was deep in the big suck. And everyone's like, what the fuck is big suck? They never actually define what the fuck that means or refers to. So most people think she's talking about her hometown when she says that.
Statement, I think games are generally very...
And it's not American slang, so, like, we're all very confused, sir.
Melodramatic with their storytelling, especially, and they're very plot-based. So it was really fun to go down the line of something that's more of a hangout film, something that's more Dazed and Confused, or First Bueller's Day Off, or
Dazed and
any of those
Confused is at least about
It feels like it touches on lots of like unique gameplay scenarios. Like I'm looking forward to people.
It's kind of hard looking back on those old '80s movies about high school because they usually like hired 30-year-olds to play the high schoolers, so it's like
witnessing the most detailed French kiss in the history of video games. That's going to be.
I feel like we've really hit the peak of French kissing in video games. I challenge the next dev team to
Why are you so proud? Like in another written interview, he's like, oh yeah, we work. Hey, Billy Donuts, look what I made for you. We have a donut throwable now, in your honor. I'm sorry you walked in just for him. Yeah, but in another article, he was like, oh yeah, we spent a long time getting the strands of spit particles just right. And it's like, bro. And he insists it was to be gross, but it's like, those are still two minors whose mouths you zoomed into and are really proud of the spit rendering on. I don't know about that one there, Chief.
I've never wanted to
Yes,
say
we have a
that's
special
enough.
donut
So
throwable for
quickly.
50 bits from Billy Donut
But,
in his honor.
Yeah, that gameplay mechanic
It's on stream
of diving
stickers.
into different memories and then having unique gameplay scenarios for those different memories.
Yeah.
Is that something we can expect throughout the whole game? So lots and lots of variety.
There's tons of variety. There's a couple that repeat, like skateboarding. You got to have a couple of skateboards.
Of course, this is
as you can see in the new trailer, you like flip stuff off and it explodes, and which is what a great twist.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of video.
I made a whole section where you flip off stuff and it explodes. What a twist! How is that a twist? This guy might be dumb. He definitely isn't as funny as he thinks he is. The other guy's just confused.
Games that are done so well that are about like difficulty and overcoming difficulty. And what I kind of like to do and what we like to do at B&D is try and express different emotions and express different feelings through the medium.
Yeah.
You're not very good at expressing emotions or feelings in this whole interview there, bro.
Sometimes they're literal, sometimes they're abstract, but like what is the mechanic of betrayal? How can you show betrayal? When you have this fight with your friend and she starts, that horrible feeling you get when you feel like you're floating home after something bad happens. And so I think that's a good example of trying to use the medium.
Well, that scene where it's all black and white and arty and pretentious and Stacy just floats backwards, that was meant to make you think about the feeling of betrayal. That's what it feels like, universally, to everybody, right? No, just you self-centered little fuck. Just you. You need to develop a concept of mind and know that other people have different knowledge than you do. And don't associate the same things with things that you do.
Medium to express different feelings other than difficulty.
Yeah, and I noticed as well as an 80s kid, several Wayne's World references in here already, like Car and the rocking out, to
I couldn't get that at the actual AMC Pacer, but it's very.
It's close. It was blue. I was like, it's the Murphmobile.
It's the same color as the Murphmobile.
I mean, is that nostalgia for you? Very cathartic for you in the
You would pay for all that music licensing, but you couldn't pay to license a particular car, really?
team?
Just me.
This is how it's happening, guys. I mean, is that like a deliberate choice, to put in these little nods for kids of that era as well? So it's a new story for people that may have never experienced any of this stuff, but nods for us old people.
Yeah, I don't.
He's like, yeah, sure. It's whatever brilliant thing you're saying it is. It's that, yeah.
I don't even know if I'm like, here's a nod. This is for people. I'm just like, car's gonna be blue. That's what it's gonna be.
Memory, yeah.
I think it wears its heart on its sleeve. I think a lot of my art, my whole.
I wrote this as a first draft and just had my team just slop something together, as you see. So.
Life has worn its heart on its sleeve, and I just like to make stuff that I would like to play. So I don't know if I'm doing it necessarily as a.
My Australian accent sounds off, Phoenix Rising, because I'm absolutely terrible at doing an Australian accent. So.
And a wink of just like this is how I feel like this is how it should be built. This is the way it should be. Yeah,
makes me smile. Last question from me. Working with the lovely folks at Annapurna again.
Yeah.
Artful Escape did incredibly well for you guys. It was very well received across the board. It's on Game Pass. I believe Mixtape is also coming to Game Pass again. Is that like, hey, it worked great for us last time, let's continue that relationship with Microsoft? Yep. Is that pretty much the jam?
I'd love it if you could just be like, hey, Microsoft, that went well last time. Check us back on. Sign that contract again.
Yeah.
You gotta go through the rigmarole again. And Xbox was so supportive, and even just like Phil.
Well, see, to get back on Game Pass, we had to give them an exorbitant amount of money, just like we did with the first one. You see, we just pay our way in. You can do that when you're a rich bloke like me.
Just talking about the game in a lot of press and saying how he thought like that was.
He's definitely just going British Cockney now. Whatever.
A great game to showcase Game Pass. So I think. Xbox have been wonderful to us.
Yeah, great game to showcase Game Pass. Look at the shit you can get for free.
Make weird little games.
I love weird little games.
Yeah, totally. So I think Game Pass is a great avenue for that, and it's just like this little, almost this drip feed into the world where you might not usually have had that, and you can get the kind of flow going from that little drip feed from.
Alright, was that the end? It was a terrible interview. They're both so awkward.
Game Pass, so I'm so stoked to be back here.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to playing it. Mixtape is coming soon.
Soonish.
We'll see. We'll find out. We'll let you know more on Xbox.com. But thank you, Johnny. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
Okay, so those guys obviously suck up to him, so yeah.
At Ed Stevens 5542 sent a super chat. Imagine Cass being friends with people doing harder stuff if that the outcome of being with Stacy and Slater.
I mean, it'd be funny if, like, she got too crazy even for Stacy and Slater. Like, whoa, hold on there, girl. You need to pull back a bit. Like, again, so many places you could actually go with the story and actually make it a story instead of the story of how fucking cool we're supposed to think Stacy Rockford is because she's a self-insert of this fucking guy.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Stop wearing sunglasses indoors, Johnny. You're
No,
not
he's
that
too-
guy.
He needs you to know how cool he is. He's the coolest. He's so cool,
At
guys.
Leash Wolf 95 sent a super chat.
ChatGPT doesn't
Outfit
claim
makes
this
me
game.
want to
Mixtape.
puke. Vomiting face emoji. Vomiting face emoji.
Sorry that interrupted the super chat. I guess that's a new one they added to viewer attack. I know we've had the parrot before. So that's kind of similar to a super chat, only I can't pause them, but thank you.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Happy Rainbow Capitalism. Remember to give money to the corporation and not to any people in the Pride community or organization.
Exactly. No, buy your white Skittles, everybody. I wonder if you can customize the talking ones, too, over on viewer attack. Like, we can make our own little... We can make CG Spinel or something pop out. I don't know. We'll be messing with my
At
stream
Mr.
layout
DeVos
again.
Baby 6969
God.
sent a super chat. Check Discord DM by General Rusty.
What have you got for me? Insane jump by a Buick LeSabre. Okay.
At Sawsomist sent a super chat. I've made a cheap highball for this stream. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers. I guess we're gonna watch this real quick. It's like 40 seconds long.
It's still clear, man.
How is a Buick LeSabre going to do a jump? I'm
It's
very
clear,
curious.
man. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, there goes your suspension. That's actually really funny. It's actually really funny. Alright, so we're done with supers for now, apparently. Let's, here's Johnny Galvatron talking about character arc. I haven't shown the Brendan Rogers video yet. We could probably do that at the end. We're talking about Johnny fucking Galvatron and how I'm so tired of people blaming women for Mixtape when it's this fucking guy's fault. So he did a TED Talk on character arcs at the DICE Summit, apparently, a little while ago. And considering how terrible his writing is, because again, he is the sole writer and director of Mixtape. So, you know what, Johnny? If you want to take all the credit, you have to take all the blame. And I'm the only one bringing it to him, apparently.
At the _space frog sent a super chat. Neraz make no diff straight tax and Stacy ara.
Yo, Slater! Ara! That would basically be her, right?
I now want to introduce all of you to a true creative. Johnny Galvatron is
a true creative. Oh, he's definitely up there with Hideo Kojima and Sam Lake. Absolutely.
creative director at Beethoven and Dinosaur. And
he's definitely up there with
simply been a
Sakurai.
rock
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
He's made short films,
or
written
Suda
novels,
51
taken bits
or
of
Yoko
all of that
Taro.
and put
True
them into
creative.
Video games. With The Artful Escape and Mixtape, which is coming soon, he evokes a feeling of nostalgia that you don't often feel when you're playing games.
Definitely
Johnny's
John
work
Romero,
feels
yeah.
like comfort, home, and I think that's a big reason why his work has managed to break through and touch people in new and impactful ways. Artful Escape earned at least a dozen nominations across different award shows, including a nomination for Outstanding Achievement in Game Direction here at the
No
Academy.
awards though, huh?
Mixtape, coming later this year, is already on my wish list, and I am eager for this peek into its creative director's mind.
God, this really shows us, so this is the 2026 DICE Summit. It really shows us how much this dude is backed by the powers that be. Like, well, yeah, does Johnny Galvatron have this guy's dog hostage, his family, something like that?
Let us welcome to the stage, Johnny Galvatron.
This video's quiet. I'm gonna turn up my YouTube sound now that I can do these sorts of things.
All right, simmer down. Hey,
I'm Johnny Galvatron. I'm from Beethoven and Dino.
Scattered clapping. He's like, alright, simmer down. The cool guy's here. Buddy, that was not as much applause as you were probably... Like, he planned to say that, probably. God, this guy is such a loser. At least they made him take off his sunglasses.
Hey, I'm Johnny Galvatron. I'm from Beethoven and Dinosaur, director of The Artful Escape and the upcoming Mixtape. It's great to be here today. Now, I love telling stories and I love making video games, but first, I want to set a serious tone. Because it's a serious talk. Some would even say heinous. I'm just kidding, the talk's nothing like that. I'm absolute candy floss. It's more sort of a...
Wow, he's doing like zoomer editing. He's a boomer doing like zoomer editing during a fucking like presentation and the timing is so bad. Oh my god. I mean, if he hadn't already blocked me on Instagram... Johnny Galvatron blocked me on Instagram, by the way. I didn't interact with him at all over there. So he must have seen my short about him. Because I tried to go to his Instagram to show somebody some picture of him, and I was blocked. I haven't even been using Insta recently. Oh, it's so good.
It's a bit kind of like this, you know what I mean? Kind of this thing. The problem with traditional character arcs in games, and how to kill a man in one...
There's a dude heckling him in the crowd already! Oh my god, this is great! Nobody gives a fuck about him!
The problem with traditional character arcs in games, and how to kill a man in one punch. Today I want to talk about character arcs, what they are.
And how to kill a man in one punch. Oh my god, isn't he such a quirk McChungus? Don't you guys think he's so cool? Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
How they're used in film, what makes them difficult to incorporate into interactive media. And there are many character arcs. There's a million...
Plenty of character arcs have been integrated very well into gaming media. Yours are not one of them. Like, I was saying when I was playing Mixtape, it's like, brother, I've played BioWare games. I've cried over a silly alien scientist, man. You're gonna have to bring a lot more to the table.
Combinations, both brilliant and tragic. But there are three kind of main arcs.
Like, does he even... Speaking of Mass Effect, I got my Mass Effect music on.
Maturing from rebellious teen to self-aware young woman. Appreciating her roots. Or Max Fisher from Rushmore, stepping into adulthood and learning humility. Apollo Creed goes from cocky champion to wise mentor and friend of Rocky. Also a flat arc with my boy Paddington. This is where the protagonist goes through no distinctive shift and the characters around them change. Think Ferris Bueller.
I guess the characters around Ellen Ripley change and that they're all fucking dead by the end. What do you mean?
And his best friend Cameron. Paddington Bear, Ripley in Aliens, or Mad Max and the characters he begrudgingly helps in The Wasteland.
Mad Max
there's just one arc I'll mention briefly. Richard Dreyfuss's character in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's like this amazing film about contacting...
Movies I've watched! Notice he's not referring to any other video games. So much like David Cage, he really wishes he could make movies, but he's not talented enough, so he sees video games as a good enough, and looks down on all other video games. I doubt this guy is even a gamer.
Aliens, and Richard Dreyfuss is fucking around with mashed potatoes for half the film, and then meanwhile Steven Spielberg casts the legendary French New Wave director Francois Truffaut as the smartest man in the world. And he's going around checking spaceships, and he's doing all this rad stuff.
He talks like Stacy. You know, this director from this movie in this year, see, I know things. See, I know things, but you don't understand the essence of any of these things. You're such a poser.
Meanwhile, Richard Dreyfuss is so boring his family moves out, then there's this motherfucker jamming on an ARP 2600 with the alien mothership. We never learn about that character. He just rocks up, and then he's playing the synth, and then right at the end, the guy...
He thinks he's making a YouTube video. Motherfucker thinks he's making a YouTube video. This is insane.
He plays the synth, it's just the guy who rocked up to set it up, and then Richard Dreyfuss is just in a onesie at the end, and he rocks up, and he fucks off with his whole family, he gets in the spaceship, he leaves them. Was I supposed to like this character? Anyway, it's one of my favorite films.
Anyway, I've never seen that movie, so I have no idea what you're referring to. Get to the point. Pity laughs.
Right.
Were we supposed to clap at that, I guess? Somebody took pity on him and put the applause sign on.
Sit down. Negative change arc. Alright, so this is Travis Bickle becoming the ooze that flows through the streets of New York City in Taxi Driver, or Nina Sayers descending into obsession to become the Black Swan, or how Anthony Cutlass passes the baton in The Four Tempests, which
Again,
is a
he's just talking about movies, not other
made up.
video games.
The positive arc is by far the most common in popular culture. It runs like this.
And only movies, not books. Just movies. You know exactly what kind of douche nozzle this guy is.
The character has a problem. The character realizes they have a problem, but are unable to overcome it in their current state.
He's
And then the
describing
character makes a
basic
great
character
change
arcs
in order
poorly
to
so
overcome the
far.
problem. Now, I have a treat for you here. Let's watch an example of a character arc from the 1922 Soviet masterpiece, Froj. It's in Russian, so I'll translate it, but probably not.
It's in Russian, you probably never heard of it, but you know, I'm a cool guy. I know obscure things like this. I'm so cool, everyone. I'm so cool. Simmer down. I know I'm great, and your applause is thundering. The scattered applause of about 20 people. Thunderous. Simmer down. God, this guy is such a loser.
Not like in a Russian accent. I'll just do like an American one.
We'll see you do an American accent, sure.
Vodka. I love it. When I have...
Okay, is this actually... Did he draw this? This doesn't look like anything from the 1920s. He's gonna say, actually, I made that. Surprise! I'm calling it right now. Oh my god, he's too quirky for me, though, guys. This is insufferable. So you can see why the game is so bad when this is the man who wrote it.
have to choose between vodka
Told
and
you, he's
Passiona.
Australian David Cage.
I choose vodka. But then I met Tina. And I fell in love with Tina. But I'm a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, you are.
And I need to make a change and choose Passiona. Through the pursuit of love, I have grown, and now Tina loves me. This segment brought to you by Passiona. Remember Passiona, guys? You don't have Passiona, do you? Doesn't matter. Thanks a lot. That's what a character arc is. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. He was expecting people to laugh and clap at that, and they didn't. God, this is so awkward. Nobody can follow what the fuck he's trying to say, either. Like, again, this guy has no concept of mind. He thinks everyone thinks exactly the same things as him. He thinks everyone has the same knowledge as him. He has no comedic timing. And again, he talks just like Stacy. I told you Stacy is his fucking self-insert. So again, people of the internet, please stop blaming women for Mixtape. It's this one fucking guy. Please bully him in Minecraft.
When we watch a film, we are passive observers. We cannot interrupt or influence. We are forced
Yeah, same with your fucking game, buddy! You made sure we can't do anything you don't want us to do in Mixtape.
to endure the suffering of the characters, to see them hit rock bottom, and sometimes what it takes for them to drag themselves out of despair. We cannot interactive with a film. But as a game, anyone? You can interactive. Is that going to be a problem? Yes. What is the problem? The problem is always the same.
God, he is such a bad performer and orator, but he thinks he's so good. This is actually, like, annoying me. I feel embarrassed for you. He said, fuck, I guess we were supposed to laugh.
But who is
Nervous
the player?
laughter.
Do they want to be evil? Do they like feet? Do they like deck
References.
builders? This is a really good Australian joke, by the way.
That's why nobody laughed, because nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. So, yeah, brother's trying to make a YouTube video live. Giving a speech about character arcs, and he hasn't actually said anything about character arcs yet. This is... Yeah, I wish I had fucking alcohol right now. Was that a Crimes New Roman reference? I wouldn't be surprised if the guy was a fan of Crimes New Roman.
Ow! Hey! Come on, please!
Oh my god, bad Christopher Walken impression. You're so fucking funny.
Hey, no, please don't encourage me. Do they want to be tortured?
It was pity clapping, Johnny. It was pity clapping.
Are they deliberately playing my game wrong to antagonize me?
You won't even let us.
Do they like opening batter Aaron Finch? No. No one likes cricket.
Yeah, that one didn't land because you're in fucking America, retard. People don't know what cricket is.
This is a grab.
God, you can tell he thought all of these jokes were bangers. And, like, they don't land at all. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I thought this was gonna be insufferable for completely different reasons, to be honest. I know, we're just watching a man embarrass himself on stage right now.
Half of everyone who likes cricket in the game industry. That's me and my friend Woody, and I hired Woody because he likes cricket. And then this is everyone else, including the people who make the cricket game.
A rumble of polite laughter.
Let me tell you about who the player is. The player is someone who arrives in the world not to observe, but to alter and to influence. And when they arrive, they are sure in the superiority of their moral compass. Whole, well-adjusted people that would rule with a velvet glove if given the opportunity. They're good people. Also...
You don't know anything about me, buddy.
They're imbued with a certain detachment from the world and from the character. And for many of us, there's a cultural literacy that allows us to see the repeating patterns in stories. The same weight of death may not apply to a player in a game. In a novel, a character is at the whims of the author. They could die forever, whereas a protagonist of a game will almost certainly succeed. The player...
I can name plenty of games off the top of my head where the protagonist dies forever. Red Dead Redemption, Soma, Silent Hill 2, and at least the in-water ending. I don't think this guy's a gamer.
Unlike the character, comes into the story...
Mouth-washing, pretty sure they all die at the end of that.
Story with no flaws, no doubt, and they are fully confident in their moral hierarchy and their ability to change the world. Now, I want to briefly divert into the morality of players. 3%. That's how many players do...
Why are we talking about player morality? You're supposed to be talking about making a character arc in video games. What does that have to do with the personal morality of the player? Unless you're making a game that explores those concepts. Which you didn't. Because you seem to think we should be cheering on all the amoral behavior of your teenage characters in your game. So let's see what fucking point he's gonna try to make. Yeah, Walking Dead, the protagonist dies in the end. Like... He's such a tourist. He's like, I'm just gonna quit my shitty rock band, and I'm just gonna found a game studio, and I'm gonna make 2 games where I sniff my own farts, and then I'm gonna get Annapurna to market them for me, and make everyone say that I'm the best. And that's my gaming career. The Last of Us, Bad Ending of Omori, Yume Nikki, Spiritfarer. Yeah, we can think of plenty of games where the main character dies forever. BioShock. Yeah. No, I don't think Olivia died in the bad ending of Wani, but she was in a coma, guys. It's different.
3%. That's how many players do evil runs the first time they play a game. This data comes from Obsidian.
Well, yeah, retard, because most people will do a normal playthrough their first play, and then if they're allowed to be evil, will do their funny hee-hee, hoo-ha, ha-ha, evil run. Like, when I did my evil run of Fallout 3, I, like, used a mod, so I was, like, just a little girl in a pink dress, so I'm, like, blowing up the bomb city and shit, doing all these terrible things as an evil little girl. Just for the meme. Just to amuse myself. And not every game lets you be evil. And he says it's taken from Obsidian's data. Well, yeah, Obsidian made the fucking Fallout games.
Of players. 3%. That's how many players do evil runs the first time they play a game. This data comes from Obsidian. There are some other surveys and a few bits of data out there. But it generally sits at around 3 to 5% head out into the world to do evil. Players want positive outcomes from the world, and they want positive outcomes from their avatar. Here's where the player and the character arc clash. As soon as the player sees there is something wrong with the world, they will attempt to correct it. And this includes the flaws of the protagonist. You see, excuse me. You see, in Froge...
Oh, getting a little nervous because you're not engaging the audience, huh, Johnny? Huh, Johnny?
Froge, it's a film. So, the Passiona is grayed out. But in a game, anyone? You can select the Passiona. What is a struggle for the character is a simple binary decision for the player. Now it's time for the Passiona quote of the day. The traditional positive change arc is problematic when the player has agency. Players negate a character's flaws. They'll just instantly, through no—
Well, you can't let players have agency. They'll ruin your perfect story about your teenage girl's self-insert. So you gotta railroad them so they do the things you want them to do. And so they can never think you're not cool. Everyone has to think I'm cool.
There's flaws. They'll just instantly, through no growth or catharsis or dramatic revelation, fix the character. And if they're not allowed to fix the character, if they're forced to experience tragedy that they cannot change, that can be even worse. Let me tell you—
worse. Some of us seek out games and stories like that where it's just an unavoidable tragedy. Some of us enjoy those stories, Johnny. What are you saying?
Hey, Forrest Gump's here. Let me tell you about flat art characters. Flat art character mirrors the player in many ways.
Are you gonna try to say that Stacy is a flat art character? Because she doesn't even change the people in the world around her. She just doesn't change at all, and you don't think she has to, even though she's a rotten piece of shit.
Let me tell you about flat art characters. Flat art character mirrors the player in many ways. They're steadfast and sure in their ability to change the world, or at least resistant to its corruption. The flat art character begins the story already in possession of a truth, a philosophy, and a conviction or an outlook that is complete and doesn't fundamentally change.
This is just telling me we are supposed to think Stacy is super cool and agree with her in his fuck-ass game, yeah. Yeah. A flat character arc is a character whose own virtue and nobility changes the world around them. So Superman, Goku, Nausicaa, you know, these are characters who more so change the attitudes of people around them and change the world around them than change themselves. They already have the noble conviction that is the heart of the story in them. So that's typically what a flat character is. They don't have an arc. Arcs happen around them. Utena's another good one, example of that, yeah.
Unlike a positive or a negative change arc,
Utena does have some character growth herself as well, but for most of the series, she's a flat character arc.
Their personal transformation isn't the engine of the story. Instead, the story tests whether the truth can stand against pressure and if their truth can inspire change in others, both good and bad.
Charlie from Has Been Hotel as well is kind of a flat character arc, at least so far.
Their way of life is disruptive. It sparks growth, conflict, collapse in the characters they encounter and the worlds and the factions. Think Ferris Bueller transforming his best friend Cameron, instigating a series of events that lead Cameron to kicking his father's Ferrari out a window.
And do you think that was a good thing? Probably, the way you wrote your game.
Of course, there's no lack of stoic, flat-art characters
like
in video
Ferris
games.
Bueller's supposed to be an asshole.
Around them kind of suck and they suck, and it all sucks. But here's some genres of flat-art characters that I would like to shock to you. Hey, it's Forrest. Anchors. The role is to resist change and provide moral, spiritual, ideological stability, while the other characters shift around them. You think like more.
I don't know about Yoda and Morpheus. Generally, a flat character arc is the protagonist.
Morpheus, Yoda, Forrest Gump, hey. And these are characters that have a rock-solid moral
Only
core.
Forrest Gump is the protagonist
Forrest Gump is
of his
really
story.
interesting, actually, because Forrest Gump stays the same, but America changes around Forrest.
That's a flat character arc.
Remember Forrest
idiot.
Gump? Remember Lieutenant Dan?
Remember this, remember that, remember this, remember that, remember berries, applaud for me because I'm showing you thing you recognize. Applaud me, everyone must think I'm cool.
Remember problematic Jenny. Made a few weird decisions, Jenny. They move, this is Catalyst.
Oh yeah, Jenny, who was sexually abused by her father as a child, maybe didn't make the best decisions as an adult. Yeah, let's just shit all over her for that, yeah. Very feminist of you.
They move through the story like
no
a
game
spark,
still.
igniting transformation. They're chaotic tricksters that push others. This is Ferris, Amelie, Wonka. Actually, Wonka's a great example of, That's...
No, he had the Johnny Depp Wonka up there and the camera missed it. Wonka's not a flat character arc either. He does change by the end. He kind of exposes his whole plan to Charlie by the end, so no, he's not a flat character. Charlie is. It's Charlie's goodness and good heart that, you know, makes him win in the end. So, really, Charlie's the flat character arc, not Wonka. At least in the original Gene Wilder
Wonka's
movie.
a great example of a flat arc character. He's mysterious, enigmatic, and he brings out the absolute worst in a group of children. And then he gives his empire to a boy who, like him, doesn't change. It's this cool kind of like, revolutionize the world, but never change. And it's a cool message. And he's like, chaos, motherfucker, you get nothing. Change my mind, you get everything. My only certainty is mayhem. Lick the walls, you fucking pigs. Legend.
That's clearly how he hopes he comes across to other people. God, this guy is such a turbo fucking loser, oh my god.
Then there's observers. They stay flat, but...
And of course, the aloof nature of Willy Wonka in that movie was kind of an invention of Gene Wilder, the actor, so it wasn't even in the written text, per se. But of course, he doesn't know that.
Position to witness and reflect the change in others. You think of like Nick Carraway as he shadows Jay Gatsby, or Mad Max.
He hasn't even talked about what he thinks about character arcs and how he's going to change them.
About Mad Max. Did you know it was directed by Goo Gooman from Death Stranding 2?
Did you know? I know facts about things. Yeah, Kojima knows a lot of famous directors and you don't. I bet you're jealous.
That joke is niche.
Uh-huh.
Love a Kojima.
The only game he mentioned so far, Death Stranding 2. The literal final boss of walking simulators. Basically. I might play the Death Stranding games on stream sometime. The whole making traversal the main gameplay loop is kind of interesting to me.
Have you met Kojima? I have.
You haven't. I'm sure.
Hey.
Yep, bro thinks he's Australian Kojima when really he's Australian David Cage.
He played Mixtape, he gave me 2 thumbs up. I'll actually tell you about it. He's behind the curtain. I took a photo, that's the back of Kojima. There's Phil up there, but then Phil saw I was taking the photo, and I was immediately killed.
I wish you were.
Thank you.
Then you wouldn't be
Phil's
talking right now.
Speaking of, let's talk about the dude. He's an interesting character because he's a combination of all 3 categories. The dude doesn't grow. He doesn't...
Dude, you can't really categorize Coen Brothers movies. I mean, they're kind of their own genre.
Fall. He doesn't really learn in any traditional sense. The dude abides.
Movies I like. Remember these?
Take it easy, man, and he never abandons it. In this sense, he's an anchor type flat art character that embodies the truth that holds in the middle of chaos. But he's also an observer. He drifts through the narrative almost passively, more as a lens on the madness than an instigator. We experience the story largely through his eyes, but he's not reshaping people.
I don't think Kojima actually played his game. He was trying to make a joke.
Because he's so passive, some argue that he has no real arc, that he's a hangout character in a hangout movie, or a non-character. This isn't wrong, but it overlaps.
You think The Big Lebowski is a hangout movie? It's long as fuck, for one thing.
With the flat art character. He's a fantastic character, he's memorable, he's loved, he has no real character development. Flat arcs are uniquely suited for games. Players already drive.
He's showing a game here, I guess.
A strong worldview character frames the experience without constantly needing personal reinvention. It's about watching how their worldviews collide with new challenges and reshapes the people around them.
And...
Do you remember the story in The Witcher? I don't, but do you remember the little demon baby and the king?
The Bloody Baron? Yeah? What is he going to say about that part of the game? He hasn't talked at all about character arcs. He's just, it's almost over. This whole thing has just been, member this, member that. Character arcs are a thing that do this. How are you going to write good character arcs for video games? All this is telling me is that we are in fact supposed to see Stacy as a revolutionary character who changes the world around her, and we are supposed to agree with her, and we aren't supposed to think her plan to become a music supervisor is completely unrealistic and stupid. So he's at least confirming for me things I already suspected about Mixtape. So, what are you gonna say about the Lubberkin fucking quest? God, it's hurting me.
Do you remember the story in The Witcher? I don't, but do you remember the little demon baby and the king? That shit was visceral. I actually love The Witcher. I'm not making fun of The Witcher. But I also love cricket.
Okay, well, remember that one quest? With the guy, I think he's a king? Even though he's just a baron of lands? He's called the Bloody Baron, couldn't even remember that. But you remember, The Witcher's cool, also cricket? Like, again, this is like some sloppy YouTube video. What is even his point? Is he even going to arrive at a point? This is all you need to know for why this game did not deserve 10 out of 10 scores.
This is when some bees attacked a cricket man.
Wolseer says, typical Australian, nostalgic for other people's pasts. Has he even, like, mentioned any Australian media at all this whole time? Except cricket?
This isn't part of the talk, I'm just...
You have a picture for it, yes it is!
Don't confuse a flat art character with a blank canvas character or a voiceless avatar. I just ruined the whole talk with that slide. They're not vessels waiting to be filled.
You've ruined the whole talk with just
how it is.
how
A
it
good flat art
is.
character is the master of their universe. They are calm, they're certain. Their point isn't that they lack definition.
No, a character that's a master of their universe is either a Mary Sue or Alan Wake. No, a flat art character is not the master of the world. They're not the objective truth of the world. It's just that their truth is passed on to other people. When you have a character whose worldview completely aligns with the actual facts of the universe, that's a fucking Mary Sue. Which, I guess Stacy must be then.
Their definition resists change. Their existence is a form of rebellion, often. And that rebellion creates drama in the characters swept into their orbit. So, when making your protagonist...
I mean, they're not even necessarily. Look at Sheeta and Pazu from Castle in the Sky. We were just talking about Ghibli the other week. They have pretty flat character arcs. You know, they don't really have anything to learn. They impart their worldview on other people and change the people around them. They went over the pirates, you know? They went over a lot of people.
Consider the flat...
Yeah, Stacy is just his mouthpiece. I told you.
Character. Or don't. Whatever. I don't care. But what's important is
clearly
that
you
we leave
do
here today
care and you want
thinking
people to think you're
about
so
how
super
few
fucking
players
cool.
want to be evil and celebrate the natural instinct.
So now we're on players wanting to be evil and player morality, but you were talking about character arcs. What do you have to say about actually rating character arcs in video games, you stupid motherfucker?
Humanity. Do good.
Johnny Galvatron.
Who is this?
I am AI, Johnny Galvatron. You don't need to...
Oh my god, I want to take my drawing pen right now and shove it directly into my eyeball. This is so cringe. He was expecting people to be going crazy and laughing and clapping, and now he just looks like a complete douchebag.
Write stories anymore. We'll take it from here.
But I like writing stories.
No, that's
Do you?
okay.
Do you? You haven't talked about writing at all. You're just like, remember this from that movie? Remember this from that movie? Which is pretty cool. Also, cricket. Haha, cricket. Get it? Because cricket. Yeah. Oh, simmer down. 5 people clapping in confusion. Oh my god, this dude needs to be bullied more. Again, stop assuming women wrote Mixtape. It's this guy. It's this fucking guy.
What am I
Pity
supposed
laughs.
to do?
Just die, I guess.
Please die. I would like you to die on stage right
Like
now.
me
Please
to
do
pick a
that.
song for you to die to?
Yeah?
The biggest laugh is people wanting him to die. That's
Carry
great.
On Wayward Son by Kansas.
Were you able to acquire that for this? Due to copyright restrictions, the original music has been replaced. Johnny asks that you imagine Carry On My Wayward Son playing here at full volume. Why don't you just play one of your own fucking songs, idiot? Did they add in the applause, too? People are applauding for a song I picked. See, I picked this song. I'm like the music supervisor of this talk. So the glory of this song is my glory, too. Bro, you are not Sam Lake. You are not Hideo Kojima. Get the fuck off the stage. Boo him. Boo him. Anyway, let's take some super chats.
At Week Freak sent a super chat. Sales pitch 101. Don't bring up better products.
I know. Oh God, I was expecting him to actually talk about writing. This was even more painful than I imagined.
Sent a super chat. How do you fellow kids Steve Buscemi? Just get to Firework Factory Johnny Galvatron.
He didn't say anything that entire time. He made no point.
Wolf 95 sent a super chat. I'm going to drink and it's this loser's fault.
Well, hey, the kids are just trying to get booze the entire game, so maybe that's what he wants.
Brain sent a super chat. Nothing wrong with liking movies or being a cinephile, but dude, this is a freaking presentation.
I know movies. I know movies. Buy my game. I know movies.
Much like Chris Chan, no concept of mind.
Yeah, brother has no concept of mind, but I don't think he even has the autism to excuse it. He's just a narcissist.
Sent a super chat. Andy Sai. What's an Australian? What's going on?
Unfortunately, that was an Australian. I know. Be afraid, children. Be very afraid.
_brain sent a super chat. Is he legit gonna say his game is different? Guess you have no choice but to play the evil playthrough, aka the only playthrough.
That would be funny, but no, he made no point. He made no point at all.
20 sent a super chat. I don't get what he is even saying.
Nobody does. He's just like, oi, I'm Johnny Galvatron. Look at all the movies I know.
Master Clockwork
Praise
sent a
me.
super chat. God, this is Emil Pagliarulo all over again complaining about players ignoring the main story of Fallout.
I love how Twitch is going crazy just throwing shit at him. I thank you for the support.
305 sent a super chat. Johnny Galvatron use a single video game character as an example challenge. Impossible.
Well, he brought up The Witcher, but not any character arcs. So.
At Rock Josiah sent a super chat. This man has the power of about it.
Of Wikipedia, yeah, that's about it. Oh my god, I don't know why I skipped that word.
At Clyde Albin sent a super chat. Ferris Bueller is a fine movie, but he gives off the energy that Ferris Bueller was his favorite movie. Derogatory.
Oh yeah. It's so aped in Mixtape, too.
Brain sent a super chat. I've seen people with ADHD make better, more cohesive YouTube videos.
I know, he made that whole presentation like it was a YouTube video. That's so embarrassing. As a YouTuber, that's so embarrassing. But, like, yeah, I was just thinking about it. What was the previous... I lost my train of thought now. God damn it. I always do this. What was the previous one? Yeah, Ferris Bueller. So, like so much of Mixtape apes Ferris Bueller, and you know, he saw the movie, and doesn't know that Ferris Bueller is supposed to be an asshole, and he wants to be Ferris Bueller. You just know.
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Johnny 5 is more real than this bozer.
Johnny 5 is alive! Unlike this guy's brain.
Sent a super chat. Stop making your midlife crisis our problem, bro.
Yeah, deadass!
At Mr. DeBossBaby6969 sent a super chat. Michael Richards had a better time on stage.
Woof. Woof.
At the _space frog sent a super chat. I'm sorry, so sorry for this one. Galvatron aura.
G'day, mate! Aura! I'm Johnny fucking Galvatron! Play my games and think I'm cool!
At Hurtworks sent a super chat, that second wind guy trying to defend Mixtape as good and well written, and this guy goes on stage and tells on himself that has a hack. Hilarious.
Yep. I know, it's so good. If only more, like, every time I keep seeing critical videos of it, but nobody brings up this guy as much as they fucking should. And if nobody else has gotta do it, then I'm gonna fucking do it, damn it. So, we might go to the Beethoven and Dinosaur fucking YouTube channel as well. So here's another interview with him. I'm going to subject you to more of this fucking cringe-ass loser. I'm sorry,
Johnny,
but
so
not.
nice to meet you. What inspired this story? Like, what slices of the 80s and 90s kind of helped bring the idea of Mixtape to life?
You know, I think a lot of it is just being an absolute unit of chaos throughout the 90s myself. And trying to add songs to that. In the way that we produced the game was...
Oh, it's an absolute unit of chaos. Well, you used absolute unit wrong, unless you mean you were a fat kid. But, oh, it's an absolute unit of chaos. I rode downhill in shopping carriages, and I drank booze when I was 15. Granted, it's legal by the time you're 16 in Australia, probably. But, yeah, like, isn't it, like, fucking drinking is illegal till you're fucking 21. I guess they do mention it at one point in the game. But, yeah, so, again, see, this is all just his vanity project, all just his self-fucking inserts. It's crazy.
Trying to add songs to that. In the way that we produced the game was just, like, coming up with those songs that we loved, our formative songs, placing them kind of end to end, and seeing what kind of narrative that told. And then changing, like, we're gonna change...
Yeah, he literally, like, just brought out his own shitty top tracks list. It said, oh, let's just lay them out in this order and come up with a story around them that lets me just play them at the player. And, we'll call it a narrative game. That's why the fucking memories are so fucking random.
Music and put Devo here, and we're going to put Silverchair here. How does that change the story? And then you would... I remember we went through everyone
I mean, it's not like you even made it like a jukebox musical where, like, the action on screen fit the lyrics of the song. You just threw them in there. So, like, what are you even doing? I mean, I hate jukebox musicals, but I would have preferred that.
Worked at Beethoven and Dinosaur, and was like, what was the most trouble you got in? You know, and so we're making lists about, like, being in shopping trolleys, trying to escape the police, stuff like that, and then adding that to all the different...
So, here's how he made the game. He ran up to his hires that worked for him, a famous rich Nepo baby, who will not tell him no, probably. He was like, guys, tell me, 45-year-old Johnny Galvatron, what kind of crazy things you did as a teenager. I still think about being a teenager, even at my big age, because I'm a fucking loser. You know?
Music and playing it around until we had, like, something that was, like, paced well and had the right crescendos where we needed it.
Ain't
and I think one of the
well.
fun things in a game like this is being able to use, like, all the clubs that you have in your bag. Like, you have a cinematic club, you have your gameplay club, your music club, and when you can get those things together...
Okay, so if he sees narrative and gameplay as just, like, clubs you bash a game with until it's somewhat functional, that definitely explains a lot.
There and hit that crescendo of, like, the emotional hit, the mechanical hit. That's what we live for.
When I think of Stacey Rockford, I see, like, someone who's, like, kind of like a musical savant. But, like, how would you best describe her and her character?
Yeah, I remember seeing this photo of a girl with her eyes closed dancing to a music at a concert. And I just remember just, like, all the kids who used to follow my band around. And when I was one of those kids who would follow bands around. Just the pureness of loving music or loving film. And
so there you go. She's not supposed to be pretentious. We're not supposed to think she's a poser. We're not supposed to think she's a funny haha teenager who takes herself too seriously. We're supposed to see her as pure. As pure and passionate. Because she's just exactly as shallow as the man who wrote her.
The pureness of loving music or loving film, and when you're that young and how you're all about the art form and you don't have any of the cynicism around it. And those kids are...
She doesn't have any of the cynicism around it. The only way she engages with music is, this is this song from this artist from 1968, you know? It has this kind of bridge in it. Kids kids are even less about the art. Kids are more likely to be posers. You could have had that kind of angle, but he doesn't know because he's a Taurus poser himself, and he thinks he's cool, and he thinks we'll all automatically think Stacy is cool. I told you guys, we are not supposed to think Stacy's an asshole. We are supposed to think she's cool. We're supposed to agree with her. You know, when she's hitting on Jenny fucking good speed, we're supposed to agree with her. And again, his biggest concern in his fucking TED Talk we just listened to was, oh, the players are gonna want to do whatever they want, and you can't let them. No!
Those kids are the absolute best. And I remember, like, following bands around.
Absolute
and
best.
selling their t-shirts and going to weird regional shows just so I could see them again. And then when it was my turn, when I was playing in bands, the kids who would come and sell
Wow,
out.
what a blessed childhood he must have had, being able to afford to go to all these concerts. Wow, you know that's not everybody's fucking experience, right, Johnny?
T-shirts. They are the, like, purest form of art.
That explains the conversation she had
It was
about
very easy
roadies.
to write a story about those kind of kids that I had been and that I had also known.
So, Johnny, it's been a long time since we talked. The last time I talked to you was for The Artful Escape. So, tell me how your
Did you say nice to meet you at the beginning of this fucking interview? What?
experience on that project helped you prepare to make a story like Mixtape?
That was my first game, and I had never worked on a game previously. I'd never worked at another studio. I had no idea what I was doing. It was very hard. It was learning on the job. It took us years to make that game. And, you know, I was just lucky that Annapurna stayed with us and let us get it right, which is something I'll always be grateful.
I'm so incredibly grateful that Annapurna and the Australian government just kept pouring money into my vanity project that was going nowhere for ages. This guy is a Nepo baby. He's a Nepo baby who knows a lot of rich people and has a lot of connections, and maybe he was famous in his band, the Galvatrons. I don't fucking know. I've never heard of them before. This guy had Annapurna do a little too much and made everybody aware of his company and him now.
Grateful for. And then you hear this term thrown around a lot in the video game scene, which is like institutional knowledge, keeping the same team, building your systems within the company, building your pipelines with your art department and your animation. And so you really do become like a finely tuned unit. And if you have a bunch of kids who really care about what they do and have, you know, the right egos to work in a collaborative situation, which I think we all do, it's a joy to like kind of get better together, build our muscles, make better things.
So this soundtrack is a treasure trove of licensed hits from the 80s and 90s. Were there any artists or songs that you just hoped to get for this game that, for whatever reason or another, you just weren't able to make work?
I never asked for any Led Zeppelin songs or Pink Floyd songs. They were like, maybe don't bother, you can't afford those ones. But every single...
No! Oh, you can't afford Pink Floyd, but you can't afford fucking Silverchair and Smashing Pumpkins. No, we're not skipping these because I'm curious about this guy. I don't care if the viewers are dropping off.
The song I asked for, I got. And, you know, I'm not allowed to talk about what the money was or anything, but like...
Oh! Let's hear that again! Let's hear that again real quick, guys!
No, I'm not allowed to talk about what the money was or anything, but like...
I'm not allowed to talk about just how much we spent on music licensing, because otherwise then you'd know I'm a fucking fraud.
Yeah, it was less than you think. I think these artists, they like, you know, I think it's like if you're giving your music to a movie, it's like big cash. But if you see this cool little indie game that wants to use Roxy Music or wants to use Devo, then...
Oh yeah, Devo just out of the goodness of their hearts gave you their music for cheap. I'm so fucking sure, buddy.
They can kind of slide it under the table too. So I think it's...
Oh, he's so... he realized he started talking about something he really wasn't supposed to, and he's very awkwardly trying to pivot now. Isn't that interesting? Oh, this fucking guy.
It's like... There was no one who really said no. There was one band that was just too expensive, and I moonwalked away from that one. But
I moonwalked away from it. I'm so
now, you mentioned that everyone you wanted, you got. So, is there a song or an artist that you never actually thought they'd say yes, but they actually did get?
Oh yeah, a bunch, so many. Like who I can't believe that we got to use Joy Division. I can't believe that we got to use the Cure. Like, I feel absolutely spoiled with that soundtrack.
And did you use The Cure? I don't remember.
The Smashing Pumpkins, I adore the Smashing Pumpkins, and that's almost a pun. And I know that these people saw the game and signed off on it, and the kind of I've seen the email chains and stuff through it. And to me, I'm so stuck.
Bro, I doubt any of these musicians contacted anybody directly. It was probably the record labels who own their music.
Out about that stuff, and it's just such an immense privilege to be able to like put my art next to that music.
So there's a younger generation of players out there that might not have seen like the golden age of like, coming of age teen comedies that helped inspire Mixtape. Mm-hmm. So what impression do you hope that this game has on those players in particular?
I think that people who are new to it, people who don't know the references, is that kids are always the same. Growing up is always weird, it's awkward, and you're always looking for anchors. And music is a great thing to connect yourself to. Art is a great thing to connect yourself to. Films are a great thing to connect yourself to. They help you find who you are, what you enjoy.
Just build your whole personality around the things you consume and watch like I do.
What your morals are. And what I just hope they get is that, like, being into art.
Well, all of your characters have terrible fucking morals in this game, so, like, what were you trying to say exactly?
Find who you are is cool.
Last question from me. I see the influences of those old classic John Hughes movies in here, but like, what does this artistic medium of video games open up to you that you're not necessarily able to express in a movie or like even a music video?
Yeah, I really love trying to explore different emotions that mechanics can give you. There's a bit in this game where Rockford sees her best friend Cassandra, so they ring up, she says, "I'm sick, we can't hang out." And then she sees her with her friend with someone else going shopping. And just like the devastation of that, how do you represent that mechanically? And so we have the character like...
Oh my god, he is so enamored with his black and white floating scene, which isn't even gameplay. You can only move Stacy back and forth while she just floats and a song plays. Like, so that's not even mechanics, idiot.
Lift off the ground and float back through the world, and you float through her, like through the city, knocking everything around.
Yeah, that's definitely exactly as meaningful as the end of Nier Automata. You're right, Johnny Galvatron. No other game has done emotions through mechanics ever. Like, yeah, Toby Fox, never heard of him.
And that's like a simple mechanic, but it's a great way to show how you feel when your stomach drops and you kind of walk home after something horrible happens. And I think there's amazing ways that we can express different things through the medium of video games, like regret. And
the only thing I've ever seen anybody say about that scene is, boy, this is really pretentious.
And sadness, and not just overcoming like hardship.
Is there a scene that you're particularly excited for players to explore for the first
time? But I can't tell you about it.
Had to try. Thank you so much, Johnny.
It's the fucking tongue scene, isn't it? I bet it is. I bet it is.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, see, again, this is giving me some insight, and it is very vindicating, okay? So, listen.
At NeoKaiser0 sent a super chat. Talk tax, nerd Mia. It's not like I like you or anything. Be baka. Ara mama. Desu.
Not like I like you or anything, baka. Ara. Mama. Desu.
At Kendall_ sent a super chat. I wanna hear an interview where Yanev takes himself and his game this seriously, it would be so funny.
What? Same vibes.
Master Clockwork sent a super chat. I need someone to stream Mixtape, but every song is never gonna give you up.
That would be pretty amazing. I'm surprised people haven't done stuff like that where they just replace the entire soundtrack themselves.
1226 sent a super chat. Second wind on the slice dream? Hell yeah. Also, happy Pride Month.
Thank you.
Here's my straight tap.
We already went over Second Wind, unfortunately, but now we're going over Johnny Galvatron, the writer of Mixtape himself.
Sent a super chat. Give a moron a mic and they tell on themselves.
I know, every time. He thinks he's so fucking cool, man.
At Soreheart520 sent a super chat. That one chick threatened her dad with arson, yeah, good morals.
Very good morals. Found out exactly who she is, I guess, and what her morals are.
At VarishWolf95 sent a super chat. Velp, gotta go fly myself to the sun. Goodbye, cruel world.
Well, then he never said what kind of morals, did he? Maybe he is instilling bad morals on purpose. You know, but, oh god. I got another interview with him that's like 16 fucking minutes long. I'm sorry, I'm still gonna subject you guys to this because I'm curious about it and you're gonna suffer with me. I can't do an Aussie accent at all. It either comes out Ray Comfort New Zealand, English, or JFK. I don't know why I can't do it. I can't do a real Aussie accent. I can't do accents very well at all. So Kaiser's gonna make me
Neo Kaiser 0 sent a super chat.
as myself.
Talk tax as yourself. It's not like I like chat or anything. Be baka. Ara mama. Desu.
Not like I like chat or anything. Baka. Ara mama. Desu.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. They did the floating thing like 8 times in this fuck-ass game and just tried to have the music do all the work. It's not mechanics. It's a screensaver.
Well, exactly. I'm pretty sure Stacy, I keep almost calling her Stephanie. I don't know why. Probably because I knew a Stephanie who was a blonde bitch. But, yeah, in that scene, Stacy's gonna float backwards no matter what. So you don't have to do anything with the controller. Same as the running scene where she's racing to stop Cass's dad from catching her drinking in a parking lot. So there's no fail state. You can put the controller down and the game just plays itself. So, like, he desperately wants you to experience everything he wants you to experience. This is all about trying to force the player to feel the things he wants them to feel, instead of writing a good story, you know? So... Oh, wait a minute. So I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Oh wow, Johnny Galvatron got an interview with a guy with 500k to 5,000k subscribers. 378 views. Wow, they really had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to get interviews, huh? We don't see Stacy's mom outside of a picture, but she does in fact have it going on.
All right, so we're live here, checking out.
Wait, is this the same guy? Hold on a second.
Johnny, so nice to meet you.
Oh, it's the same set. I was so confused. Okay, so I guess maybe these guys are in a network and they share this set? Okay, this is confusing. Alright, I got a little... I got a little deja vu there for a second.
Coming out very soon, very excited about it, because I played it actually at Summer Game.
I'm very excited about it, Johnny. Why don't you tell me about this game?
But we have a person here who's going to be talking about more about the game. You can present yourself.
I'm Johnny Galvatron. I'm the lead and director at Beethoven Dinosaur. Made the Obfuscate, making Mixtape. Really liked it.
Now,
excuse me a moment. I'm going to reach behind me and just fart into a glass and sniff it right now.
I know before you used to be part of the music industry, how different it is making music and now making games.
There's more like funding in video gaming in the kind of rock.
There's more funding in video gaming. I can grift all sorts of people into just giving me money. It's great. Because I can leverage being a Nepo baby myself. Look, my socks don't match. Look how quirky I am. Bro, this is why we're watching these. Bro is just telling on himself. Please, somebody else out there, make a video about this fucking guy. Is this content gold?
There's more... like funding in video gaming in the kind of rock and roll that I played, which was mid-tier rock and roll career, which should be the name of my autobiography.
Mid-tier, yeah.
There's no money, and the parties are like little
maybe it's because your band wasn't very popular.
That's the level of rock and roll party that I've been to. But
this guy's probably been coasting on mommy and daddy's money his whole life. I bet you anything.
Very nice to be into a creative industry that has funding. That's the first major difference. Second of all, I think rock and roll, I mean music just generally, there's this really good quote from one of the conductors of the British Symphony, which is...
There's a really good quote from someone who's not me, because I can't form my own thoughts.
Pianists have to sit in a room with this great machine and every day prove that they are the master of it and not the other way around. And I think music is very individual.
You were a singer in a shitty garage band.
There's so much time spent on
calm down
that it's so iterative that this time you run through and the animator has something to say about it.
and then you run through again, and this time the programmer has something to say about it. It's really a team effort, and when you finish, you know, you can feel everyone there. Oh, I think one of the cool things actually that I did recently is I just played through the whole game because it just finished.
Yes, that's good.
And and just seeing the artists from the team in the game, like I see this distant tower, and I know that Harry put that there.
So he's just playing his own game going, oh, cool, we're so brilliant, I'm so brilliant, everyone's gonna think I'm so brilliant, oh, I'm so brilliant.
I see this little picture that's illustrated, and I know that Arden drew that picture, you know, so it's like, you know,
He
not
created
only
his
is it,
own
I think this is a great
member-berries.
piece of art, it's also like this little time capsule for the people who made it, which is very selfish, but, you know, I think it's just a
Time capsule for the people that made it, but not the 90s, not at all. It doesn't, it's not accurate to the 90s, especially 1999 at all.
Fun thing to make.
Yeah, 90s era is one of my favorites ever for me. Like, I remember even creating mixtapes back then.
Yeah.
With my cousins, we had 2 turntables. We always used to
And
go
a
to like
microphone.
different music stores and get like records and everything. Why did you decide to make a game like this, a mixtape for you? Was it because you grew up in the 90s, or was it because you used to make mixtapes back in the days, or something else?
Absolutely used to make mixtapes back in the day,
Yeah.
recording off the radio, recording off it's called Top 40 Gold Hits in Australia.
Okay.
And yeah, I would absolutely make them. I think what's interesting about mixtape as a
Yeah,
game.
you only listen to the hits, huh? He wants to call himself like a music lover and a musician, but you only listen to the hits, huh?
And there's a mixtape of music.
Meanwhile, you come to my stream and you get this weird ambient lo-fi bullshit that I play.
But also the gameplay is a mixtape. And also the eras are kind of a mixtape. It's definitely not like
Gameplay is a mixtape?
pinned down. It's definitely not
What?
like July 1993. And if you had looked at all the soundtrack, you would realize that it's obviously amorphous about what time it is. So I love the concept of like, not only is this music a mixtape, but there's a mixtape of mechanics, of eras, of characters. It's kind
Meaning
of like
you just couldn't
Slater is from
make
like
any
1999,
cohesive
like
gameplay
1989.
sections,
But
yeah.
Rockford is probably like from 1993. And I love that this kind of amalgamation of time and
Rockford's from 1993? Amalgamation of time! So yeah, you just did the whole 90s without... I mean, the game pause menu says it takes place in 99, in August of 99. You can't be saying that Rockford was born in 1993, because you'd only be 6 years old. So, like, what do you mean by that? Was it originally set in 1993? Because then that would be even bigger bullshit, because we didn't have CDRs in 1993.
No, I love that this kind of amalgamation of time and youth and music. And I think that's what makes it cool.
Yeah. You know, one of the first things that popped up to me when I started playing this game about the characters. Nobody had no smartphone at that time. Everyone was very... It was a very different era at that time when it comes to like, you know, teens and everything.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, nobody had smartphones. That's what made the 90s different from today. Like, a lot of things were different in the pre-9/11 world, buddy.
So important to show that also to those that never grew up in that era with this game.
Yeah, I think that it is hard. I think it's harder to be a kid.
Yeah.
I think that there is some wonderful brilliance.
The
in
interview
being an
sucks,
artist.
but he keeps telling on
As
himself.
a teenager, I think it's very tragic that teenagers are anonymous in this day and age. And I'm not saying that this time is harder or that time is better. But I think really what I wanted to lean into...
Teenagers today should be more like teenagers in the 90s, like I'm trying to be, because the teenagers today don't think I'm cool, and I can't stand that.
was that remember when you defined yourself by what you liked. And I remember just at high school how ferocious that
Yeah,
was, and
remember
like
when you
how
defined
much
yourself
energy-
by what you liked and how consumerist and shallow that is? I don't think you ever grew out of that. Oh look, he's wearing like 3 watches, or like a watch and a snap bracelet and like a pink hospital bracelet. Did you escape from the insane asylum again? He's so quirky, guys.
That was, and then like how much energy there was in what bands did you like, what films did you like, how did that define you? And I think there's just something very
In 1999, a lot of us
wonderful
were
and
listening to
creative
System
about
of a
defining
Down,
yourself
which you
just
didn't
by,
put in
like,
the
art
game.
and image. And that's a great place to come from to create.
As a metal kid,
while
doesn't
working
have
on
System
this,
of a Down or
when you
Korn.
created the game, was it more about the story in the beginning, or was it the music first while developing this game?
Music first. We did this because usually a game has a vertical slice, which is a very singular to show the loop. But Mixtape is different because there's different mechanics for every song. So what we did was we
We didn't make a vertical slice because we don't really know how, and our gameplay was too schizophrenic and infrequent. Yeah.
A horizontal slice, which was a shitty version of the whole game, which was worked together by like Rahman and Woody, who's our
So an
tech lead
alpha
at
version of the game.
And
Idiot.
making a really long, shitty version of the game is so good for pacing, especially in a narrative-based game. So we would like sit here and we'd be like, okay, what if we put Roxy?
He doesn't even know what a vertical slice is. Does he think game makers just make the vertical slice first and it's not part of what they're working on as a whole? He's like, oh yeah, we made an alpha version of the game. Nobody does that. He doesn't even know what he's doing.
The music here. What if we put Devo over here? How does that change the story? And then
we're still bullying Johnny Galvatron, Scones and Jam.
And stylish and paced out well. Then we would go through and like if we need to add a little bit. Remember we added the BJ Thomas song because we wanted something that was like counterintuitive, like juxtaposed to a very sad moment, to have this like 60s ballad playing, you know. So I think
no, I didn't have the music on when I streamed it because you didn't give us a streamer mode.
Did you have like any songs that originally was part of the plan and then maybe for different reasons, you know, it didn't get?
I never asked for any Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
And I probably would have, but I thought it was.
God, he is so proud of that. Of saying, oh, I didn't ask for Pink Floyd and Red Zeppelin, they're too expensive. But all the other hideously expensive music tracks we got paid for in perpetuity were fine. You know, Pink Floyd would have been like $1 million, but this was only $700,000, you see, so it was a discount.
Remember the person we talked to who's the musical supervisor saying that, you know, I've asked Pink Floyd and they've turned down millions, not millions, millions. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just happy with it, but thank you very much.
Did he just say that they told him Pink Floyd would turn down billions of dollars? Were they willing to spend that on this fucking game? Like, they're not even gonna make that money back. They couldn't have possibly thought they're gonna make that money back on this game, so it's just for vanity. It's just rich people LARPing.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
That's all good. You don't have to say.
They were the ones that I didn't get.
So there is
there was one band that was like they wanted tons of money, and I was like, no.
All right. So which one was the one that when you got that first green light, you got that track? Which one like, okay, this game is gonna come out really, really good with
this. The two that I got that were early on that really blew my mind was That's Good by Devo, because I'm a huge Devo fan, and More Than This by Roxy Music. And
which is an Australian band that nobody over here has ever heard of.
Just as a side note, I loved ringing my dad and telling him like we got Roxy Music. Roxy Music is going to be in the game. He was just like, oh my god, did you meet Brian Ferry?
Dad, my other billionaire friends got this song for me. Are you proud of me, Dad? Are you finally proud of me, Dad? Please.
I'm like, doesn't work that way, Dad.
It
was pretty cool. Those two songs, and then we used them in the first trailer as Devo and Roxy Music. But just an immense privilege to work to have that music.
The interview that never ends.
Like you're making something, and behind
we're on Purgatory now with Johnny Galvatron, guys.
Silverchair is Joy Division. That's part of the art that you're putting out. Immense privilege.
So the character of the game is Slater,
Slater,
and Cassandra.
Yeah.
Which one was the second one?
Rockford
is
the main character.
Okay, awesome. So, is this based on a true story, or this is something?
I guess you didn't play it then.
Yeah.
Well, the boy's the main character, right?
And drawn also from the team, we would write down like all of the mischief that we had gotten into and decide which ones would make the greatest leverage.
And again, he's so proud of this, asking everybody what they got up to as teenagers.
I know some people it's a.
Why are your age? Are you fucking obsessed with like what people got up to as teenagers? Like, why? Like, high school shouldn't even be a thought in your head anymore unless you have high school age kids.
Turmoil to make video games. I'm absolutely joyful when making video games, and
it
was just great. It was an amazing.
You don't seem to play video games.
Which song represents the closest of each character? They're the songs that are in the game.
That's great. I think Teenage Riot for Cassandra.
Okay.
By Sonic Youth. I think Slater would be
Why don't you use
one
that
of the
song?
tracks off Dark Side of the Moon It'd be Breathe.
A stoner, is that
And
right? Stoner?
for Rockford, I would have. She would be like, she would listen to her like main theme would be like something by Swans or something like Noise Core Band or something.
No,
like that.
Cassandra's song should have been "I'm Just a Girl" by No Doubt.
I think maybe like Oingo Boingo, something like that. She would have to be left of center, like to be.
Get Oingo Boingo out of your fucking mouth, Johnny Galvatron.
Like that, like side project Danny Elfman stuff, something like that.
Yeah, the feedback has been great. I remember seeing the trailer for the first time. I'm like, oh man, this is like my era. I can't wait to play this game. And I played it already twice.
Yeah.
Already, and every time
I can't wait to play this game.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I am
there's
so
a lot of people that are
excited,
also,
Johnny
very
Galvatron.
excited about this. Like, how prepared are you like to get the feedback from, from everybody? They're gonna play it for the first time.
That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
It's been a long time you guys worked on this project.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, are you excited to see the feedback? And he kind of leans back and rubs his hands nervously. Like, bro, I think you knew this was coming. Again, this man has such a fragile ego. He blocked me on Instagram, even though I've barely used Instagram lately, and didn't even interact with him on Instagram. He must have seen my short about him being the lead writer of the game, and how he's a poser who wants everyone to think he's cool, and how he looks like Kurt Cobain from Temu. So, he fucking blocked me on Instagram. I'm still not over it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's been a long time you guys worked on this project.
Yeah, I mean, 3 or 4 years. So, yeah, it's a weird,
Took you 3 years to make this shit?
It's a weird way to live, isn't it? You have this, like, time where you're not allowed to talk about it, and we're all, video game developers are nerds.
You're not a video game developer, you're a tourist.
Films that no one watches and games that no one plays, and you're so insular for so long, and then suddenly you're very public for a very short amount of time. This is a really interesting kind of
Yeah, you're really public because of your rich friends going too far.
Am I ready?
Promoting you.
I'll never be ready. I'll read all the comments, make myself sad. But
I hope you're watching this stream then. You're a dork-ass loser who is not as cool as you think you are, and you wrote a very annoying game about a time period and experience that I actually lived through and you didn't, so fuck you.
At this point, I really feel like so calm about the whole thing. We're so happy with it ourselves. The publisher's so happy with it.
Chuffed, Mike.
We're extremely critical artists. We're extremely critical of what we make.
If you were extremely critical, you would have made a better game.
I know that we did.
I'll tell this, man. Just live the moment. I think you guys are gonna be fine. I mean, it's the same with music too, right? You create music, people are gonna have the good and bad about those projects too, So it's like similar. So, what was your favorite part?
They both know there's gonna be a backlash already.
Getting better.
Getting better.
Yeah, getting better as a team, and learning more about game development, learning more about how to tell stories and interactively. And as a team, like, we have a new tech team, we have, like...
It would be fine if you were actually interested in doing that, but you're more interested in paying a bunch of people to tell you that your game is great. Because your ego is paper thin. It's like fucking Elon Musk, paying people to play, like, Pathfinder for him. And then fucking it all up when he actually controlled the character.
Jordy, and we have Rahman, who will work on our tech team. Now it's built us up to be more powerful than we were. We always had a fantastic art team.
Yeah, you're so
I think we're
fucking
stronger
powerful,
there now.
bro.
And it is a joy to kind of like grow and get better and appreciate each other as a team. Great collaborative artistic experience.
Oh, great! Great circle jerk echo chamber. I love it. Everyone glazes me and tells me I'm a genius.
So I was there, and I was playing, and full sponsor of Kojima pops up. Yeah, like, yeah, we're planning to play the game now, and that's the reason why I stopped. I was so disappointed. Like, no, I want to play this game. I was so excited.
Dude, can I tell you that from my perspective?
Yeah.
So I was like sitting there and like you're playing all the press in there, and then someone comes in. They're like, Phil's coming in.
Yeah.
And so in comes Phil and Matt Booty and Sarah, and they all come in, and they're playing. I'm sitting with Phil, and Phil is, I don't know if this is like common knowledge. Phil is really good to the indie.
Oh yeah,
he will.
Yeah, well, I was saying.
He will message you and make sure everything's okay.
He's talking about Phil Lord?
Message me on Twitter
I'm not
like
sure.
all the time. He's like super great to indie devs, and so he's sitting there. He's like, "Can you do anything? How's it going?" As he is, he's great. And then someone comes over to me like real press, like, "Kojima's here,"
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Both at the same time.
Yeah, I know. And so Phil's like, what's up? I'm like, Kojima's here.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, come with me. So we both stand up. Phil's got his hand on my back, and then Kojima's standing up at the top of the stairs, like Peter Pan style.
Yeah, I saw it. I was there with that.
Yeah, were you really?
Yeah.
And they're like,
yeah, we
go
know
up,
you were taking
go up,
creep
play.
shots of Kojima, who you will
so I
never
sat
be.
there and Romana, Tech Leap, had already been in there for like the first half of the demo. He runs out, he's giving me the controller. And so, I'm playing for Kojima and telling him about the game and stuff. And then he gave me a big 2 thumbs up and left. And it was like, and then all the film crews go out. And I'm like,
He probably didn't understand a word you were saying. He's probably sitting there playing a stupid game, rambling on to Kojima, and Kojima just nodded and gave him a thumbs up and walked away! And he's like, oh, Kojima approves of me! Yeah, he was probably being nice.
wow, that was a really weird experience.
I mean, not that many people can say that, you know?
Yeah, I know.
It
was super cool.
I think that's a good sign for you guys.
Yeah, definitely a good omen.
Yeah. Awesome.
He said
it! For you, when was the first time you created?
Kojima's just thinking in his brain, like, I am going to curse you and your game. He said something to me in Japanese, I couldn't understand it, but it must have been, your game is great and I respect you. Meanwhile, Kojima's just shaking his hand like, omae o korosu.
I remember Australian bands that you might not know. I would have taped We Are by Killing Heidi, Australian band, and the song formerly
Nobody
known
cares
as
about Australian
by
media.
Regurgitator. I remember 2 of the first songs
It's a
that I
glitch.
ever taped off to that.
Oh, nice. See, I would use the 60-minute cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll get the 90, and then I remember the 120
God, you're
version
both
came
so
out. Like,
fucking
okay,
boring.
this is the one for me. Longer version. Yeah, guys, still to this day, I still have all my cassettes from.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I was gonna bring it over here, but I'm like, I totally forgot. I wanted to show it to you. Look at
That's very cool.
Why even mention it?
Yeah,
I was
man.
still gonna bring this
now,
thing to show
usually
you,
mixtapes
and I
is-
didn't.
Volume 1, Volume 2. Is it gonna be like something?
Interesting.
You
What
have
a
to
good
say,
interviewer.
but future.
I think my answer is it won't be the next game.
Yeah, what?
It won't be the next game.
Okay.
But I'm not saying we won't come.
And of course, he will get a next game, because he's just
I
backed
was
by
checking out the
billionaires.
Q&A session.
Yeah.
You were telling a story how you got connected with Annapurna.
Oh,
Can you briefly talk about it? I think that was a
bullshitted
fascinating
that I
story.
bullshitted my way. And
Oh yes, please tell us how you got linked up with Annapurna. Everyone wants to know.
Fascinating
that I
story.
bullshitted my way into the industry.
I mean,
That's
that was the grind. I see that as a
That's
did,
the best way
yes.
to do it, man.
Yeah.
So the
All
game.
you gotta do to get into the industry is have a lot of money and know a lot of people with money, and then you can just bullshit your way on in and get undeserved 10 out of 10 scores. It's great being rich.
had gone on the front page of Reddit. That was like this how that story starts.
Oh, really?
And
Interesting. Okay.
it was just a demo I had. Do you know what? It wasn't even a demo. It was just it running in the engine. It wasn't. You couldn't play it.
Okay.
And Annapurna rang me up. They saw it and they said, "Hey, tell us about this game." Like, and I had a meeting with them. Then they called me back a few weeks later.
Oh, we saw you're making a game with no gameplay that people can't play? That's perfect for our brand. Let's give you tons and tons of money.
And they said, "You're gonna be at PAX in Melbourne?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. Got a table, got a demo. Come down. I'm ready to go." Total bullshit. Complete.
And you just want to get it.
Just lied my ass off.
Yeah.
And so we got, I think, the last table at PAX. We had 3 months to make the demo. We made it in 3 months. We've been up for 2 days, I remember, when we were on the floor. So we were just dying. And then
How
Hector
inspiring.
and Nathan rocked up and played the demo at 11 o'clock on the first morning. Took me out for lunch. Got the deal.
Did you have music in there too? It wasn't official, but
Yeah, I had, this is for Artful Escape, so yeah, it was all, like, it was a full, 20-minute demo. It's actually a really good demo.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. And then, Artful
cool.
Escape obviously grew a lot in the years following that, and then obviously came out and did well.
how long ago was that?
2017.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, do you
Yeah, so they, 2000, I think their first game came out in 2018, and they've been able to be liquid as a company this entire time, even though nobody's barely ever heard of their first game. So these guys are just propped up by arts grants and Annapurna and probably his own funds and just other billionaires he knows. It's It's all so fake. Again, I told you, it's fucking LARPing rich people.
See this becoming a, let's say, a TV series or a movie series, if you have an opportunity in the future.
Yeah,
I think it has a really cool story. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had
story.
I've had some meetings about it, but which are cool.
Yeah,
so fun. And people like do Hollywood pitch me.
You also BS on that one too.
Yeah. I was like,
he wants
I was
to
like,
be a movie guy.
Chris
Obviously.
Yeah.
So does the Annapurna head, Megan
Chris
Ellison.
Nolan's the man for this guy. I love that Hollywood shit. I'll be honest, it's so much fun. People pitching you movie stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Like, you wouldn't even be able to get this as a Netflix movie, the story. It's so bad. Do I have to show the ending again?
I can only talk about it. But it was, yeah, it may happen.
That would be awesome.
It may happen. I don't think it's gonna happen now. It's too infamous. But yeah, just a reminder what this brilliant writing is again. House gonna burn?
Oi, Huey!
No, not the boys
Sunday.
want to get. God damn it! I need to right click on it. I hate this glitch. I hate this glitch so much.
Aren't we gonna?
Ah, no. House gonna burn down? Let's get to this part. What the fuck?
If you make me stay here, I'm gonna burn the whole fucking place down!
There'll be patrol cars up
Here's
and
your
down.
first line. Parents are concerned.
Daddy, if you trap me here, this will only be the beginnings of my wicked ways.
So when I first saw this scene, I thought she was quoting song lyrics. Because, like, I wasn't familiar with the song that was supposed to be playing here because I had the music off. So I assumed she was quoting lyrics from the song that's supposed to be playing. Or quoting song lyrics in general. No. This is just the dialogue. I looked it up. That is just the dialogue, and he wanted us to think it was so fucking cool. And yeah, the lady who plays Cass did the best she possibly could with this shit-ass dialogue. She did. She does deserve praise for that. She made it almost kind of work. But there's no saving it, you know? Let's just go to the Beethoven and Dinosaur YouTube page real quick. We did watch this one before. Look at what a quirk fucking McChungus Johnny Galvatron is.
Oh hi, I'm Johnny Galvatron from Beethoven and Dinosaur.
Look at this nice fucking office. Again, these people have only made a total of 2 fucking games. And they were only able to make these games because they have a deal with Annapurna. I guess it's Annapurna's actual... I thought they have their own... I guess they don't have their own, I guess they don't have their own, YouTube channel. I thought they did, but this is just Annapurna's fucking YouTube channel. So yeah, this guy is a twat, and I do not like him. The end!
At Skinny the 2 Indie sent a super chat. I need a break from this nonsense. Did you hear Keith David's finally getting a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame this Thursday?
No, I didn't, but that's awesome. He
At
deserves one.
Jam sent a super chat. It's not the worst thing to be an Epo baby. Just don't pretend that you're not.
Yeah, right? Don't act like you're like a plucky underdog coming up from nothing.
At
You know,
Jessel sent
fuck
a
you.
super chat. Oh right. Here's the official Ara tax. Thank you for the earlier one regardless though.
Mama. There we go.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Gotta break my promise again. Aussie music and media did nothing wrong, ha 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 ha.
Well, this particular Aussie did, okay? And I blame all of you for him. So anyway, now we're gonna have a palate cleanser. We're gonna watch the Control Resonant trailer. Let me put everything away so we can enjoy this. So, this game finally got an official release date of September 24th. And I will be playing it day 1 when it drops. I will be playing it on stream. So let's go! Finally, some good food! Meanwhile, this is what a real auteur makes.
Something is coming. I have to go. It felt like an earthquake. But it was just a paperclip falling off a desk. The tiniest tremor before the main event.
Jesse.
I know what they put you through. You never had a chance.
Two days before the lockdown fell, an uncategorized residence appeared in Manhattan. As things stand right now, Dylan, you're our only shot at survival.
I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but I like it.
You are not FBC. You're not even fucking human.
Reference.
The FBC locked me in that cell for years and forgot about me. The hiss, it was a way out.
People can change. The past doesn't matter.
That's completely fucking awesome. I'm so excited. And melee combat! You didn't have to add melee combat just for me, Sam Lake.
Who are you today?
Also, we getting the vibe that it was kind of hinted in Control that Jesse and Dylan might be the same person split into two. It seems to be hinting that again here in this game. So, and then as a bonus at the very end, we can get cool pre-order bonuses. I am going to be pre-ordering it, but we get a bonus at the end. Dr. Darling!
We're gonna have a lot of fun together.
Oh, our darling Dr. Darling. He's back, everybody. He's back. All the comments are so excited. Yeah, like, Dr. Darling, let's go! Hell yeah! Woo! So there's something else we were thinking of watching as a palate cleanser? I forget now. Oh, right, we have to... Before I sign off today, we'll show the Brandon Rogers gay pride video, so I'll probably go for half an hour more. We're a little done with videos for the time being. Yes, please give him another musical. So Dr. Darling went to another dimension. He met Thomas Zane. They presumably made the music video he made for Jesse, and now he's back in the real world, maybe? I don't know. Though we seem to be world hopping in Control Resonant, because it looks like they're putting down nails in places. So I think we're kind of dimension hopping. You know, Jesse seems to wake up Dylan with a nail, even. At first, I thought maybe we're going to be in Dylan's internal world, which I still think might be a possibility. Anyone who hasn't played Control or isn't familiar with Remedyverse lore is probably confused what the fuck I'm talking about right now. But just get excited for me to play this game in September, okay? It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Every time before they stab a nail into each other. Nailed it! It's like, Dylan, would you please stop making that joke? Yes, I'm very happy that there's a release date now, so I can plan my other gaming streams. All I need is a release date for Ontos now, which I'll also be playing. Yes, everyone's so excited. And somebody else mentioned, too, that Knuckles got knighted. Yeah, Idris Elba got knighted, too, recently. Things are looking up for actors today. When's coming? I might dull the colors a little bit more. I don't know. I'll have to add, like, a background of some kind to this, maybe. But hopefully I'll be able to upload this tomorrow. And I am going to see Tadak 9 tomorrow, by the way. Confirmed. So, I will not be spoiling Digital Circus Episode 9 on this channel. We'll have our discussion stream on the 20th, so you don't have to worry about me spoiling anything, but for my own peace of mind, I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. That way I don't have to worry about spoilers. And I just want to support indie, and I want to support my local theaters, so...
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. If you haven't watched Bottle Rocket Astronaut.
Bottle Rocket Astronaut? What is that? Hopefully this won't get me dinged, but let's, oops, wrong button. We'll put that on, why not? We'll put on your key jangling, everybody.
I am Bird, the urban bird. I got one wing that doesn't work, but I have built a bottle rocket that'll pop me off the earth, shoot for the stars. Nah, that ain't me. I'm just aiming for that tree but I would settle for a hedge, both as a bet and literally when your Dubai finally ebbs and you can find me overhead. I am a bottle rocket astronaut, just watch it and you'll see me catching up to everybody, making it look easy, breaking chains with aviation.
Might be a little loud.
Natural selection never saw me coming, baby.
I was thinking of doing a stream where we look at a bunch of, like, short animated films on YouTube. Maybe one day.
But I got whippets in my nest, but if they ask you never heard that, wanna raid me, they can try. Here's a slice of pumpkin pie, but in the backyard I've expanded to a fledgling enterprise. See that goldfish in the bird bath? You get 3 hints.
Yeah, we're the true hipsters here.
Turtle on a mailbox and a hedgehog on a trash can. We've got funding coming through and big announcements coming soon. We pledge by 2026 we'll put a gopher on the roof. I am a bottle rocket astronaut, just watch it and you'll see me catching up to everybody, making it look easy, breaking chains with aviation, natural selection.
I believe in this little bird's character arc.
We choose to go to the other thing, not to the moon, not to the moon, to the other thing, not because
not to the moon, to the other thing.
Because they are hard, because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept and one we intend to win.
I am a bottle rocket astronaut, watch it and you'll see me catching up to everybody, making it look easy, breaking chains with aviation. Now we got Charlie Darwin freaking rolling in his grave.
No frogs, come on.
I am Bert, the urban bird. Keep me down, doesn't work.
That is cute. That is really cute. Who does not want their gopher on a roof? All of that is far better than Mixtape. Then again, anything is. Of course, like I said, you can always go watch my playthrough of it. Shameless plug. Oh no, where's my little thing? Here we go. I think it's gotten some pretty good views, actually. Here it is. 8K views. How bad is Mixtape? I played through the entire game. I sang during it because I wasn't playing the... Actually, let me show you guys an example of that, too. Why not? I can promote myself on my own stream. Here's me singing during the headbanging scene. And I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar, and I say, hey, 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 so much better. Hey, 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 I said, hey, what's going on? Who the fuck is driving? Hey, 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 and I pray. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day for a revolution. Unfortunately, I kept laughing. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And I wake in the morning and I step outside. Well, it's funny because Dio, like we were all talking about songs I could sing before stream, and even during stream, people were suggesting things. Like right before stream, Dio was like, "What about What's Up by 4 Non-Blondes?" And I was like, you know what, Dio? I actually, unironically like that song. I liked it before it had the He-Man meme. I actually know that one, so we can do that. Again, I really wish I had thought of I'm Just a Girl earlier in the stream, because I just would have been singing it for Cass constantly. I think at one point somebody suggested 2 Princes, and I was like, oh my God, I do know 2 Princes! We had a little bit of Two Princes going. I'm pretty sure I did Smells Like Teen Spirit. What else did I sing? I sang Don't Let's Start by They Might Be Giants. I did a few. We did a few. I'm not very good at, like, without a backing track, unfortunately, but we did our best. Of course, during the scene where there's flying through the field, I started going, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think Don't Let's Start is the only one I kind of know by heart right now. I forget songs over time sometimes. And sometimes I can hear a song, like I'll hear the song playing and the lyrics just like come back to me. But that's why, like, without a backing track or without singing along to the actual track, sometimes it's hard for me to remember lyrics. This is why people rehearse, you know. So yeah, I kept saying Closing Time and Wonderwall, because those are the most annoying songs of the era that were overplayed on the radio so fucking much. And of course I know both of them. Yeah, I sang No Scrubs, at least part of No Scrubs. Because I was like, you have a game with two teenage girls in 1999, and they're not listening to TLC? Yeah, there was a very telling lack of hip-hop, in the game as well, which maybe hip-hop wasn't huge like it was in the 90s in America, but you said it in America, in California, and there's no hip-hop? Okay, Johnny Galvatron. Okay, that tells us everything we need to know about you, actually, as Stacy, your self-insert would say. TLC was, don't go chasing waterfalls, and I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs, a guy can't get no love from me. You know TLC, come on. TLC was very big. TLC walked so Destiny's Child could run. Let's put it that way. No Tupac, no hip-hop at all. None. Not even fucking Eminem. It's just none. No boy bands, though. Cass did have a funny poster on her wall that was like every boy band ever amalgamated into one that I thought was actually a little funny. It was like one of the only things in the game I thought was genuinely funny. No Britney Spears, yeah. Like, I guess like a girl like Stacy wouldn't be listening to Britney Spears. I can see that, because, like, I was kind of like that at that age, too. Like, Britney Spears, pop music. I listened to System of a Down and Metallica, and what the fuck else was I listening to in the 90s? I guess Korn, Green Day. They do mention Green Day and Pearl Jam at one point, but Stacy says, oh, that boy you like who listens to Pearl Jam and Green Day, he's a meathead. Use him and lose him. So, yeah, we see what Johnny Galvatron thinks about actually good 90s music. Yeah, Jenny seems like she would have been a Britney Spears girl. I even said that when, like, Cassandra brings Jenny along to their secret hideout and Stacy's throwing a fucking fit over it. Like, oh, she's gonna ruin my soundtrack. It was supposed to be the three of us. And I was like, well, put on some Britney Spears for Jenny, okay? I mean, it wasn't easy to, like, they did at least have a line. I think I was singing over it when I played it, but they at least did have a line in the game that Stacy uses a big machine at their school to burn her CDs. But of course, they've graduated now, so how is she burning CDs? CD burners weren't standard in computers until, like, the year 2000. And most people wouldn't have had a brand new computer in the late 90s, you know? A computer was a huge luxury back then. Not that Johnny Galvatron would know that. You know, Latin pop, you know, living La Vida Loca, yeah. No mention of Napster. I think... It's not... See, my memory of this, like between, 98 and, 2002 is all kind of mushed together for me. Let me find out when Napster first came on the screen. Got shut down in 2001, but when... 1999 was Napster, yeah. So you set the game in 1999, the characters have computers, but you, didn't even mention Napster or music sharing like that, you know? Again, most home computers that people would have in 1999 wouldn't have a CDR burner. They would have to be big, expensive, separate machines. So that's at least accurate, but, like, you know, you could still just download NPCs. NPCs, yeah, download NPCs, MP3s. When did the first iPod come out? 2001 was the first iPod. Okay, yeah. Like I said, the time between 98 and 2002 is all kind of crammed together in my head, but there was a lot of change when it came to physical media at the time. It's like, DVDs were just coming out in the year 2000. We had just switched over from cassettes to CDs. That was still kind of new. Then iPods came out in 2001. You know, and yeah, it was a time of, like, just a ton of upheaval when it came to how people obtain music and movies. You know, remember when there was a big war between Blu-ray and HD DVD? Do you remember that, guys? Laserdisc was totally gonna be the future. My favorite one that I like to blow the minds of the Zoomers with in my Discord is that zip drives used to be actual physical hardware. Did you know that? I had one. That was fun. That was the eraser, goddammit. Trying to get more dramatic highlights going on here, but I don't want to do it too much either. Make the shadows too sharp. See, Betamax I never had. I did have a VHS, though. Of course you had Laserdiscs, Space Frog, you fucking nerd. We didn't really use pencils to rewind tapes. Most tapes could be rewound by the machine, and they even show that her machine has a rewind function. You only did that when the ribbon was stuck, you know? Did you know floppy disks used to be floppy and phones used to have buttons? Yeah, right? Like, the save symbol is still a floppy disk on a lot of programs. Well, they had, like, they did have some Tiger Electronics shit in the game, at least. So. I think Laserdisc was pretty big in Japan for a while. I mean, they were big for a while, but their window of popularity was mostly amongst nerds and, like, you know, cinephiles and stuff. People who would really want that fidelity from their physical media. So it was popular, but it never became widespread. And then they just kind of died out, you know? Shut up, mad lad! TV wasn't in black and white when I was a kid. I was born in the 80s. It's like that line from Mars Attacks, where the guy saying to his grandma, was like, you must have been really excited when they invented the train. And she's like, how the hell old do you think I am? Remember music? Well, my younger friends do tease me for not using Spotify and still using iTunes, and it's like, listen, children, you don't know what it was like, alright, being able to buy a single song and not an entire CD. You have no idea how liberating it was! I'm Chat's grandma. I thought we established this. I don't know why that came to mind. Yeah, Mars Attacks is like a guilty pleasure in my family. It's such a fucking stupid movie. But it's one of those movies that kind of knows it's stupid, you know? It's kind of a shitpost. Yeah, this foreign concept known as Musac? Anyway, yeah, at least those Johnny Galvatron interviews confirmed for me that he does think Stacy is supposed to be super cool, and the audience is supposed to think she's super cool and relate to her. So that tells you everything you need to know that Mixtape is a complete fraud game. And again, he doesn't seem like he plays video games, because all of his talk about character arcs and narrative are just, oh, remember this movie? Remember this movie? Remember this? Cheer for me for knowing what these things are. I'm so great for knowing what these things are. Yeah, me, Johnny Galvatron. Like, come on, bro. A couple of gray hairs. Oh god, I got my hair cut the other day, and I've gone so salt and pepper. Which I kind of I wanted a nice dignified streak in my hair, but no, I'm not getting that. I'm getting salt and pepper. Oh,
FB Master Clockwork sent a super chat. I'll sign out with Grandma Aura or attacks. Night.
Aura, mama. Now take your hard candy and go do chores in the garden for me. I have heard, yeah, I know a lot of people want me to play Night in the Woods. I probably will eventually. Like, I keep saying, I'm gonna be a YouTuber for years, guys. I got plenty of time to play plenty of games. Got plenty of games to play. My game streams are not the most popular. But, people do come, they give supers, we have fun, so I like doing them. I just unlist a lot of them, so if you're ever looking for my game streams, just go to, like, my homepage or go to my playlist tab, and you'll find, like, the whole gaming playlist, and then I have playlists for just, like, certain games. So, like, I have an entire playlist for Just Okami. I think for stuff like Soma and the Cat Lady, they're just in the short games list, because I did those both in, like, just 2 streams. So it's not really worth putting in, like, a playlist myself. I do have a particularly spooky games playlist for, like, horror games. So I have a few different playlists if you want to look through my gaming streams. And then I have a few of them public still, just because they do have pretty good numbers, so... It's just for my own algorithmic health. It's not good for YouTube to see all these, like, streams with only, like, 500 views, you know? So... And if you do want to watch me play games, especially if it's a game like Okami or something where I have to read dialogue and do voices, if you enjoy that, I do that a lot. Aw, yeah, you put them on in the background when you're drawing, yeah. I haven't watched a lot of Let's Plays myself recently. I used to watch them a lot more, but, like, sometimes when there's a game, like, I'm interested in, but I don't want to play myself, I'll watch a Let's Play. I know, it's kind of weird. Like, I kind of rage quit, Assassin's Creed Revelation back in the day, and then I just watched somebody else play it, because I still wanted to get the story. But, like, I hated the fucking tower defense shit, and I didn't want to play it myself. Or, like, Bloodborne. My friend will just stream Bloodborne for me, or I just watch him play Bloodborne, you know? Because I know I'm not gonna play it. I did play Slay the Princess, Mad Lad! I did, actually. It should be up, too. I played it blind. It's back here somewhere. Actually, we could just search, couldn't we? Slay the Princess. Yeah, so there you go. A year ago, almost, yeah, a year ago I did it, so I played it all in 6.5 hours, and I played it completely blind. I had no idea what I was getting into. So, it was good. I wouldn't mind playing it again sometime. But it's one of those games where, like, I have to wait a year or two to play it again. There's my Soma playthrough. That's the whole spooky games playlist right there. Well, don't start it. No, I had a special Halloween intro when I was doing my Halloween play, so I do that. Sometimes I do special intros for different streams. So yeah, like Soma, the Cat Lady, Mouthwashing, Alice Madness Returns, Slay the Princess, The Wolf Among Us, which is one of my favorite games ever. The time I went to Halloween Town in Kingdom Hearts when I was getting footage for my my April Fool's video, my Alan Wake shit and Control shit. I count that as spoopy.
Sent a super chat. CDs were and still are very popular in JP Granny.
Well, yeah, Japan still uses fucking fax machines, too. That doesn't mean it's good. So, how'd you know what you were playing if you were blind? Haha, very funny, very funny. So, yes, we are getting toward the end of stream. I probably will wrap up this Quinn art off-scene, upload it, and hopefully I will be ahead on the Switcheroo pages next week, even though I always say that. I am very excited to go see Tadak tomorrow. But, yes, let's get my favorite Brandon Rogers video up for the end of stream today, guys. Yes, there we go. Here we go. It's Pride. We have to celebrate the correct way. My favorite video of his ever. I dumped my girlfriend for this. We'll get her back! And with that, happy Pride, everybody. The game plan for Friday, for who asked, is we're gonna round up the Spirit Science conspiracy fucking videos, which I know a lot of you won't show up for. Let me see if Celtic Phoenix is still streaming and has rating on. Because Celtic Phoenix and Kaiser Shonen and a couple of those other people, they did a stream on Utterly Noah and Ant today. Trying to streaming at the same time as me, huh, guys? Huh? This is my territory. Anyway, let me see if they're still streaming. It takes so long to get to the fucking raid button. Oh, wait, it's upcoming? Oh, no, they're at 6 tonight. It was scheduled for 1 before, so in an hour they're gonna go live, so I'll just redirect you guys over there. So definitely go watch that. I'm probably gonna watch it, too. Thank you for all your super chats. So yeah, an hour after me, those guys are going live. So, I swear to God, they had it scheduled for 1 p.m. before, but I guess they changed. I haven't seen the new Brandon video yet, but I gotta get out of here, guys. So thank you for your super chats. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys on Friday. Good night, everybody. Oh, we have one more.
Walrus 6744
yes,
sent a super chat.
Indeed it is.
Perfection.
Indeed. Brendan Rogers is perfection. We all know this. Okay, good night, everybody.